Are we good? Are we all good to start then? Chris, you here?
Yeah.
You alive?
Yeah, I am.
Cool.
It was a shame they lost funding after season 3.
Yeah, it's true. And that's enough.
No.
Oh, we won't say any more about that. We won't say
Hard
any more.
home.
All right, cool. So let's do the recap of last week, the first week, the prologue of Limbo. So, who wants to do a rundown of what happened last week?
Fucking sirens.
Chris's 2-word reviews pretty much sums it up. No, we were so the four of us, being Seamus, Beatrice, Martok, and Henry, were sifting away through the silt on the beach. Just a normal day. Henry managed to find a rusty sword under the silt, which was a pretty big find for the day, and a storm was brewing in the distance.
Mm-hmm.
We encountered a siren who emerged from the sea and then captured two of our party with a siren song. However, we managed to come together and defeat it.
Mm-hmm.
Staggered from this encounter, we took it back to town along with the injured Henry to get him some attention and find out what to do with it. Henry was healed up by Beatrice's aunt, I think.
Yep,
Marta, Beatrice's aunt, was very helpful and gave Henry a bit of a seeing to, which he was very grateful for. And then the blacksmith, who I can't remember if he rapes or eats children. Which was it?
You said that, but okay.
He eats.
He eats. So yeah, the blacksmith that eats children told us to leave the corpse in his back garden. No, he didn't. He gave me a shovel.
Yeah.
And we dug a grave for the thing because he thought it would be a good idea.
Mm-hmm. Bury it away
And
from
that's
the town.
About where we got to, I think.
Yeah, pretty much. And then we kind of we discussed like you guys leveling and getting sorted with all that. So I'm assuming everyone's sorted with all their stuff and levels and everything.
I think I did.
Yeah. Did you pick your spells?
Pretty sure we did.
Yeah, I did mine last week.
Cool, sweet. That's good. So yeah, as you all kind of like explained a little bit of like what you'd be doing. So like in between like now and then, it's probably about like a week or so has passed since the night of the siren, as we call it. So though that was chapter 1, Limbo. Also chapter's prologue, should I say, or chapter 0. So now I guess would come up on the screen like chapter 1. And I think it would just say the night before. And so I want to do a little thing with each of your characters. So I think you described last time that Alex, your thing to kind of level up, you're right, and you needed to practice. You were practicing fighting yourself like on your own time, and then you were sneaking into the forge at night to start like forging money and pretending to forge money and stuff. Cool. Jack, we discussed that.
Failing at forging money, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm not there yet.
Yeah. I know. Yeah. No, you're practicing and stuff. Yeah. But you were sneaking into the forge at night and like looking around. Yeah. Jack, we talked about that in private, which is I'll keep secret for now. And Lou, you were taking lessons from Marta.
Yeah.
And you kind of discovered some power that you had. And then Chris, you were like, shit, well, I need to protect this place. I need to go kind of back to my old ways of fighting and stuff. And you were sat on your rocking chair on the porch, just like watching like a lot of the nights. Cool. All right, so I kind of want to do like, so let's say like a week has passed. Everything's kind of calmed down, gone back to normal. People stopped talking about the siren that you killed, and things have calmed down a bit and gone back to a bit of normality. And I think we come to, so the camera kind of pans through the town. It's like probably late at night, like mid hours of the morning, like 2-3 in the morning, and we see sneaking down one of the sides of one of the huts, Henry Kavanagh, his hood up, sneaking towards the forge. And we just see the forge just on the other side of the street, just still dimly lit with the coals, just like simmering in the night. With just, all you can hear is the sea, like washing against the shoreline, and then the occasional like seagull caw from the shore.
No screams of children.
No screams of children yet. No.
Being eaten.
No. So yes, so you've so this is you sneaking in. So can I get you to make a sneaky roll, please? So that'll be agility, basically.
Agility. No boons or banes, no.
No boons or banes at this current time, unless you have any with your new rogue stuff. I don't think you do, but
I don't think so, no.
no, that's fine. Yeah, but yeah, okay, cool. So yeah, so you kind of like put your HUD up and just describe how you kind of like sneak around. Do you just like run across quickly? Do you stay like in the shadows, avoiding the lamplight? How do you do it? How was your sneak?
I'm like Naruto going from rooftop to rooftop.
Ah, so you're going across the rooftop. Okay.
No, not as a beginner sneaky person. That's just, you don't just instantly become like ninja. Like,
Yeah.
No, it would be very much just taking it slow, dodging lights. If there's someone walking down the street, I doubt there is, but making it, getting away from that and being careful not to step on any like suspiciously placed twigs.
yeah, okay.
Rubber ducks, trumpets.
So yeah,
Rakes.
so you creep into the forge and you can feel the heat of the coals just simmering away. And you probably brought some kind of like cheap like bit like ore or something, right? To try and like play around with something to try and make some coinage.
Yep.
So those are, just describe what you kind of like are doing, and then I'll get you to make a roll of like practicing to do this like forging of coins.
Okay, so I'm assuming that the fire is still lit from a long day of blacksmithing.
Yeah. So it's still like
Yeah.
so maybe a little bit of stoking, but yes.
Okay, get through that. Find a well, I suppose you probably need to break up the ore first, really. So do that quietly. Smash the ore up. Throw that all into a little kiln or urn thing to go into the fire. And try and heat that up, melt it down. But I have nothing that is coin shaped, so I'd be trying to do it like freestyle, like trying to pour out just enough that it pulls into a coin shape.
Okay.
And then hammering it, but failing miserably. So there's multiple attempts at fucking this up.
Well, let's roll. Let's see how you do. Which stat would you kind of want to use for this?
I think that probably an intellect, trying to understand how to get it right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So this would be like at least for the shape, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you maybe got like one copper piece that you're like comparing against. Doing it that way. Okay. Yeah. Give me a roll.
Ooh.
Okay, so yeah, so you kind of like end the evening of sneaking around and trying all these things out with just like slightly misshapen blobs of like this bit like metal, that none of them represent coins or even remotely like the right size or anything like that. So you're definitely like practicing at it, and like this probably just tells you like, right, I can't do this freehand. You need some kind of mold or something, right? Yep. So that's maybe like a goal that you could have to kind of work towards that. Cool. All right then. So can I get another sneaky roll to go back to your homes, assuming you go back to get some sleep?
Yes, of course.
A 12. Okay. I'm gonna roll against that. Okay. So, as you're like kind of moving along, Martok, you spot Henry
Hey.
on your deck chair. Like maybe you were drifting off like when he walked past the first time, but this time you see Henry just like sneaking and zipping across the street from the forge.
Don't think I'd do anything about it, but I would keep note of it because
Yeah.
I know Henry. I know he's probably not up to too much of a bad thing, and he's clearly already done it. So me stopping him now won't do anything.
Okay.
But if in the morning we find out there's a dead body in there, I'll know who it was.
Okay, yeah. That's fair. All right, cool. Okay, cool. So, that same night, the camera kind of so we see kind of Henry go into his, wherever he's staying, into his shack, what have you, and then the door closes, and then the camera pans to, like, a shack further down, because you're in one of the communal shacks, right, Seamus?
That's true.
Yes. Sorry, Seamus. And so that the camera would pan like through the keyhole, and then we get this kind of just sounds of multiple people sleeping and snoring and making noises in their sleep, and then the camera pans like over to you, like on this kind of like basically just like a few like linen cloths basically on the ground, with maybe like a balled up like lump of hay or something. And we see you're tossing and turning and just sweating, and the camera kind of like zooms into your eye, and we get this kind of like black screen, as we kind of see what's going on in your head currently. So people probably know this and probably heard you that you seem to have like nightmares, and kind of like night terrors. A lot of the time. So some people like wake up and like comfort you and wake you up sometimes, what have you. But tonight, everyone seems to be completely out of it. So you're not being woken up. So as you're tossing and turning, you see this. You're probably like reliving some of your earlier days. So describe to me this like kind of maybe horrible event or something that has happened to you prior.
Okay, so here's what happened. I was thinking about this all week. So, Seamus's parents were not born into the cult like he was. They met and were indoctrinated in their early teens. And during their time in the cult, they bore 2 children, twins, Seamus and his sister. And the cult was really, really weird. There was some sort of like weird hierarchical Scientology thing going on, so no one really knew what the cult was about, but there was an exploitative class which he was part of. The children were used and abused in many ways, as were a lot of the adults, which was obviously very normalized for him, and his sister and his parents. However, one day, he and his sister got into a little bit of mischief, a bit of spot of bother, and his sister was taken away to be essentially executed, with the guise of it being a sacrifice. His parents blamed him profusely, and he's never sort of been able to let that go. And then after a few years, it got to the point where, well, actually, no, he wouldn't know that, so I'm not going to tell it you. But I have an idea of what happened. But that's it, basically.
Yeah. So
crazy deep guilt about the death of his twin sister.
Yeah. So we get that scene of like your parents like shouting at you, and then like kind of in the background we hear this like kind of screaming as your sister's being killed. So we get that kind of horrific.
Oh yeah, you had to watch.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah.
Clockwork Orange.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Your like parents like physically turning you around like towards this like melted cavern, candle like covered altar, as they kind of just like lay her down, hold her down, just stab her, and like kind of gut her like you would a pig, so to speak. And you so you get that, and I think maybe eventually you manage to like turn yourself around and like run out after like the deed is done, and kind of run out and get away. And we see basically from your perspective, like as you're running, everything else around you kind of like dims, and you're probably like seeing yourself like your child version of you like in the third person, or being like a bystander watching this. And as you're running, you kind of like running down a corridor, different corridor, and you run into somebody. And you run into someone, and you run into this completely naked woman. And her face is like distorted. You can't really see it. She's got this big, long, kind of black flowing hair. And then you see her, and she just looks down at you with this kind of like blurry face. And then like kind of from like her underneath her hair and like around her face, just this blood just starts to drip all the way down. Drip all the way down, like kind of drips onto you, and you can maybe stumble back and fall over. And like maybe fall over, bang your head, and that's probably like when you kind of like sit up and knock your head on like the side of a wall and wake yourself up. Yeah, so what's your kind of first reaction as you wake up? It's very late at night.
I think that Seamus has got some serious like Shutter Island style denial of this whole event. And anything that seems to sort of come up from it.
Mm-hmm.
So he's very like, oh, just sort of like a bit disoriented, and like he's still like shaking and sweating, and like maybe there's even like tears in his eyes, and he's breathing heavily, and like everything's crazy, and he's just like thinking he must not be very well. Like perhaps he's caught the flu from being out yesterday too long or something like that. So he's just really trying hard to rationalize it, and probably sat there rocking.
Yeah.
And just trying to calm himself down.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so I think as you wake up, I think you were probably like like mopping your brow of like all the sweat and stuff. But when you mop your brow and you look down at the back of your hand, there's blood on it. And I think as you see that, the door to this like shack shuts. You hear it shut.
He'd, as quietly as he could, but quite sharply, sort of rise and head to the door to see what happened.
So I imagine this is laid out in kind of like stalls, essentially.
Yeah.
Just like a kind of like a wicker wall in between each person that are staying here. So yeah, so you open the door, you kind of just like, so just like a few steps, and you can like peek around the corner at the door. And yeah, and you look at the door, and yeah, the door is closed, which it usually is.
He definitely reasons this to some sort of delirium from a fever of being ill.
Mm-hmm.
And he just like takes a few big deep breaths, but like keeps watching the door.
Yeah.
Like
So-
he doesn't realize he's doing it, but he can't take his eyes off the door
Yeah.
for like maybe a minute.
Mm-hmm.
While he's just sort of breathing and getting on top of himself again.
Yeah, and I think maybe someone opposite you just kind of like lifts up and just goes, "Seamus, what are you doing?"
Sorry, I didn't mean to wake you. I had a bad dream.
And this person just goes bleary eyed, just goes, and just plonks back down.
He, as he sort of goes back and sits back on his little linen cloths on the floor, he's just sat there thinking like, or was it a dream? And sort of stares at the blood in his hand, fully awake.
When you look down at it again, it's gone. Oh,
Cannot sleep.
Oh, I think you died then. That was weird.
Yeah, sorry, I'm back.
We were like, oh. Yeah,
I had a little stutter, but I caught it. Yeah, he probably just stares at his hand then where the blood was, and he's just a bit like, "What the fuck? Am I going mad? Like that was definitely there."
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe it wasn't. Who knows? And then he just tries but fails, I think, to get back to sleep that night.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's understandable. So as the camera kind of pans back out of the keyhole and across the way to the do you have a family name, Beatrice? Oh, you muted.
You're muted.
I'm muting my mic would be helpful. Yes, probably. I can't remember what it is, or if we thought of one.
I don't know if we've just let us know anyway.
I
The
I
Beatrice
feel like
household.
the majority of the characters are NPCs, so I feel like you could make one up.
Okay, yeah. Why don't we be your surname anyway? So, right. But so it's up to you. But we don't. You don't have to have one. It doesn't matter too much. The Marta household, right? She's
Yeah,
the,
I'd be liberal
she's the head of the family at the moment, probably, right? So
No, so there's like probably the I don't know if the grandmother, like the one, my Beatrice's grandmother would still be around. I don't really know. Potentially. I don't know that Marta would be the sort of the matriarch, because she would have not been she would have been the less like family community driven of the sisters, because
Yeah,
she was
yeah.
because she became like a sort of a wise woman spinster hedge witch thing.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. Yeah. Right.
So she would have probably been more similar to Beatrice than the other than her sisters.
Yeah. All right, cool. So yes, we pan over like your family household. We hear various noises of people sleeping and what have you coming from inside, and then we probably pan to like the kind of the shack next to it, which is probably like Marta's like workshop or like herbal house or whatever you want to call it. So it'd be like a small shed, basically, packed to the rims with different herbs and spices and all kinds of things. And there's some things like little bugs and stuff and things moving around in jars and what have you. Kind of loads of maybe like a few like small plant beds like on the ground or what have you. But just like a small shed with like a couple of chairs in it, essentially, and then the kind of like mortar and pestle thing to kind of like make stuff and what have you, and all the little various like jars and very very used glass jars that have been around for a long time. Look, they're going to break at any moment and need a clean. But we come in there and she's got you up late at night practicing something that you failed like earlier on in the day, and basically she's not letting you go to bed until you finish practicing. So what's that thing she's trying to teach you?
Good question. Do we think this is a magic-y thing she's teaching me, or not?
No. I think it'd be like it'd probably something like just a mixing like a simple potus or something like that you just keep getting wrong.
Yeah. Oh, so it's probably like a little rhyme or a mnemonic for remembering the ingredient or remembering what specific berries do. So like it's something, green flowers, red thorns, like that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then on and on and on, and Beatrice just can't. Like she always like she's got the first verse down, but then there's a rhyme in the second verse, which is like a really contrived rhyme that she keeps trying to say what it actually is, but it's like no, you have to do the rhyme, because otherwise then the next line doesn't make sense, and it's like, oh no, Marta, for heaven's sake, can't I just like write it down and keep a notebook?
Yeah, exactly. And she's like, no, you must remember this. And like the camera probably pans out at that point. It's like it's really loud in this village, even because everyone else is asleep and what have you. So you Martok, you sat outside somewhere. You probably like hear the screamings of Marta from your deck chair. But she just slams her fist on the table. She's like, no, you're not getting it. For God's sake, girl, and just kind of like whaps you around the back of the head.
But Marta, it's so late. I'm sure in the morning I will be much better and much more able to remember this.
And she scowls at you and she says, fine, one more time and get it right this time.
Okay, Marta.
Ready? And she just kind of like taps like hand on the desk to be like the timing of the rhyme. So like, yeah, give me like an intelligence to see if you can successfully do it. Remember, in this game, just tens are a success in this game.
Any probably no boons and banes.
No. Nice. Okay. Yeah. So you finally get it, and she's like, good. And and then she looks down and her eyes go wide, and then you look down at your hands, and both of your hands are kind of like glowing with this like soft green light.
What? You didn't say the vine was meant to do this.
And she goes, shush, girl, shush. And she just holds out her hands for you to like give her yours. Do you put your hands in, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
And she holds them and just like looks at them, and she kind of touches them and like follows some of like the contours across your hand as if she's doing like a palm reading. And she looks and looks and looks and she goes, okay. Say the rhyme again. Go. Now.
Yeah, I'd say again.
Yeah, you say it again. So you make the intellect roll, but with one boon this time.
Actually, again. Oh god. Oh, it's already open. Oh, nice. That and that and that.
Nice. So what? You rolled 3 on the boon. You rolled 9 and 3. Cool. Nice. And then she goes, and then, so the green light gets slightly brighter. And it doesn't need to be coming from anywhere particular. It's just like as if someone like got like a green torch and just like kind of like shone it on your hands. That's kind of what it looks like. So it doesn't seem to be emanating from anywhere, from any certain thing. And she goes, right, okay. And then she just hold on a second. She rushes around, like pulling out stuff, knocking stuff on the floor, and then she gets out this small pot, and then holds it in front of you, and she sprinkles a couple of seeds onto it, and then she just like pushes the seeds in with each of her fingers, and she just goes, quickly, put your hands over the seeds now, quick.
Okay, Auntie, of course.
And then you put your hands over the seeds, and then you see the light kind of glow. And then after maybe like 10 or so seconds, you just get this kind of like tingly feeling in your kind of hands, and this kind of like maybe slight feeling of like you get less like energy. So it's kind of you're getting tired as this is happening, and she holds the ball, and then she goes, okay, and then it slowly dims and then goes away, and she goes, right, lift your hands away, girl, lift your hands away. And then as you lift your hands away, there's the seeds that she sprinkled, there's small sprouts grown from each of the seeds. And she's like, well done, girl. You might have more promise than I initially thought.
But Auntie, what is this?
It's something I've not been able to do myself, but it's in our genes, in our family line. Be good to this ability. Be good to this. Now, off to bed. It's late. What are you still doing up?
Oh, yes, Auntie.
And she just like shoos you out the door. And then I think as you kind of like step out the door, or like sleepy like, as the door like closes, we see like we see her like looking at you, sit back in a chair, and just have a smile. And obviously she doesn't smile very often, but she just has like a small smile as you go back to bed. So then we move across to the camera pans across to Martok as Beatrice enters the family house. And Martok, do you stay up like most nights, or do you like part of the nights, or do you sleep like out here?
I mean, I'm an old man, so I don't need to sleep anymore. I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
Yeah, that's fine.
I need a few hours, which I probably get siesta-ing daytime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, makes sense. Okay.
But I doze a lot.
Yeah.
But I'm mainly keeping an eye out for. I sleep like I'm a very light sleeper as well.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Okay, so maybe like one of these points when you doze off during this night, that you kind of you wake up and you kind of doze and you can feel your hand. It's like wet and like salivary and slimy. As you can kind of feel your hand as you kind of like awaken a little bit.
I start shaking it and wake up.
Yeah, so you start shaking it and wake up, and then you look down next to you, and you see, it's probably like, which kind of dog would it be? It's this kind of Labrador, short-haired lab dog, just next to you, just whine a little bit and then cock its head. Just
Seen this dog before?
no, you have not. There are, as far as you're aware, there are no dogs here in town.
Probably like slowly get up out of my rocking chair.
Mhm.
Takes a couple of rocks to get enough momentum to get up.
Yeah, been sat there a while.
Yeah, I look around to see if I can see anyone with the dog.
No, you don't see anyone. No.
Probably bend down and just like look at it and go to give it a pat on its head.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you reach down to go give it like a pat on the head, and then as you kind of get your hand and pat on its head, as you touch its skin or its fur, as you it's when you get to stroke it, the skin goes with it and starts peeling. Sorry, Lou. The skin goes with it and starts peeling. The dog doesn't move at all, but you kind of like hold your hand out and you probably pull your hand away quickly.
Yeah.
And then the dog just kind of does like a "Ow!" at you, just a little like happy bark, and then just like cocks its head again, and then like goes to like try and lick your hand. And then like half its like skin is kind of like peeling off the top of its head.
Probably I place one hand on my belt where my dagger is because this is weirding me out.
Mm.
And think I might have to put this dog down because it's got some weird, disease.
Do you have any food on you?
I assume I've been snacking all night.
I mean, food is pretty scarce, so probably not. But
fish bits,
Okay, yeah.
Like, is there a fish jerky that we can make? That's really crap, but it sustains you.
I mean, there's probably some like smoked fish stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, smoked fish jerky. It's
Yeah,
awesome stuff.
Yeah. So maybe you got a bit of that in your pocket, what have you. So the dog kind of like wakes up to you and like jumps up at you and like kind of sniffs like in your pocket where this like fish jerky is. And as it does, you notice that it's like basically you couldn't see it because it was like sat down, but like basically its entire like belly is like missing. And it's just got, you could just see like ribs poking out of like a completely empty stomach. And you see like basically the flesh completely stripped off its like back legs. And they're just bone. Its back legs are just bone. Yeah. Roll 20 died for a second.
Yeah, it did for me and all.
It's freaking out.
Typical roll 20, eh?
So think like Resident Evil dog.
Yeah, I'd put my hand in my pocket to get some of the fish out, and like put it in my fist, but my fist clenched, and put it up to its face, and then I'd go to try and put it out of its misery.
Okay, yeah, you want to just try and like stab it and kill it.
Yeah, in its head. Just
okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Make an attack roll. I'll give you one boon because you're distracting it with the fish jerky.
I have 2 boons then because of my new skill.
Yes, cool.
Whoop.
Oh yeah, cool. Nice. Yeah, so definitely, yeah, so you do max damage as well. So yeah, I think you just stab it into its thing and it doesn't even seem to like notice or whine or do anything of that kind of sort. And it just kind of like flops forward and just like onto your lap if you're like kind of crouched down next to it. So it doesn't whine, it doesn't moan, it just dies.
I think I'd and this is like definitely something that nothing I've ever seen before.
Oh god, no.
Yeah, I'd grab like an old rag, towel, place it over it,
Mm-hmm.
scoop it up, and then probably. How long ago did I hear this shouting at Beatrice?
Like Beatrice just went inside. You maybe like saw her go inside potentially, like maybe 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, I'd go up to their hut/house and bang on the door, carrying this under my,
Okay, so what? So you're banging on the family house, or you're banging on the door to like the shack of Marta, where that's like a healing house or what have you.
Wherever I saw Beatrice go.
Oh, she went into the house. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you just bang on the door. I think probably after like your siblings and stuff, Beatrice will be like, "You get it? Who is it? What's going on?" What? And then you just hear like all these voices because you've just woken up like 20 people that live in the same house. So yeah, they'll push you to go and do it, Beatrice, because you like maybe you weren't even like in bed. You were just getting ready for bed or what have you.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think fairly groggily, Beatrice would come down and to the door and like not like probably she's probably like not in her day clothes. She's probably like in a what would pass for a dressing gown, just like in a blanket as well. Like, yes, what, Martok, what are you doing here?
If I look like behind her, can I see like any prying eyes? I wouldn't want like children to see this.
No, you don't see anyone else. No, there's no one around. It's still very late at night.
I'd like move to the side of the door so that there's light coming out, from the inside.
Well, just remember, like every one of these like shacks has like stairs up to them because they're like raised above like the sea level, so they don't get like flooded and stuff if the sea comes in. So, but yes,
but wherever there's some kind of light, I'd then roll out the.
Well, I'd assume you'd have a lantern or something with you, Martok.
Yeah.
Because you'd be sat on your chair, so you can carry that with you.
And I'd go, look what I just found, or what found me, and then I roll it out.
Which I think probably takes a little moment for Beatrice to realise quite what this is. She's probably like aware of dogs as a thing.
Yeah.
A dog? Why is there a dog here, Martok? Oh, the poor thing.
And so when you kind of like look at it at its side, so imagine less like the flesh is like dripping off him. It's just like it's basically its back half, maybe a lot of it's like top of its back, but it's basically like it's been like cut off. Like basically all the flesh is being cut off, the bone has been stripped, the muscle has been stripped away, like almost perfectly. And it's just not there. But this thing was able to move and stuff like that as well.
Where did the poor thing, Martok? Where did you find it?
It came up to me. I was keeping watch, and out of nowhere it appeared. He says as if he wasn't dozing when it appeared.
You did this to her. How did you? Why did you kill it, Martok?
Look at it. I just put it out of his misery. It was.
But cutting all that off it, Martok. Why would you do that?
I take my dagger out of my belt and go, do you think I could do that with this?
Yeah, it would be a very shoddily made dagger.
Yeah. It was still walking around 30 seconds ago.
But how, Martok? How was this? What are you saying? Like this, it was walking around.
Don't ask me how, but it was, and he didn't seem to notice it. It was as if it was any normal dog.
I don't. Why did you bring it to me? What do you think I can do about this?
You were there when we saw the siren.
So was Seamus and Henry.
I know where they are.
Oh, okay, come on, bring it. Let's see if Martha's still up.
You get the idea that Martok is very scared of Martha.
Yeah,
she scares him. So he's like, yeah, I know I probably should have taken it to her, but You know, I'm not doing that. She scares me more than this dog.
Well, okay, come on then. I didn't hear her come in, so she must still be up. Bring it next door.
Cover it back up and pick it up again.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you go over to the door a bit as you walk up the steps and open the door, and then so you open the door and you just see Marta just like lay down on a chair, fast asleep, snoring her head off, just laid in the chair, basically almost in the same position that you walked out of the room with.
God damn it, Marta. Fucking useless. Yeah, I'd go and wake her up.
Okay. Yeah. So you just
And I'd put a little like first things first. Put a little tea kettle on the fire, then I wake her up.
okay. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. So you how do you wake her? Do you nudge her? Do you like slap her?
Just shake her on the shoulder.
Just shake her on the shoulder. Yeah.
Marta,
Yeah.
please, you need to wake up.
She just like slowly goes, what girl? I was asleep.
I know. I'm sorry. I think you need to see this. The Martok found.
She looks up and glares at you, Martok, like something fierce.
I take a step back
Fucking dwarves.
and I try and cover my step back as if I'm making room to put it down, but I am just recoiling in fear.
Okay.
And then I'll place it down and roll it out.
Yeah. And she looks at it and she goes, "Oh, so you found a dead... Oh.
He says it was walking around like this.
She stands up and goes over to it. Walking around... No. You need to take this, build a small pyre and burn it immediately, now. Go. Martok. Glares at you again.
Like, you don't have to tell me twice. I wrap it back up and I like put it on like the doorstep. No, I assume there's like a little porch area on these places.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like put it on the porch and then I'd go and get some firewood.
Mm-hmm.
And I assume there's probably like somewhere nearby I can start a fire.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll start building the fire up and getting it going.
Okay, cool.
Auntie, you really must be nicer to him. He came to us for help.
She looks at you and she goes, being nice is too much effort sometimes. Now, that thing, make sure it's burned. Keep an eye on it. Make sure it's completely gone. Completely ash.
I will, Auntie, of course.
And once it's ash, go and bury it somewhere far away.
We will.
You understand?
Yes, in the woods, Auntie. I'll find a spot.
Good. Now, no more will be spoke of this. Understand?
But Auntie,
tell no one.
What is it, Auntie? What happens?
All right, I need to do a some kind of persuasion to make her tell you. So I believe they're opposed. So it'll be your wisdom, I believe.
Okay. Would I get a boon for being her apprentice?
No, because she doesn't want to tell you this.
Bullshit, she definitely does.
She doesn't.
She 100% wants to, she loves it.
Alright, so you've got to be a 21.
Jesus. I can technically beat that, I guess?
Okay.
I didn't.
And she goes, maybe some other time, girl, but not tonight. And not until you know more. Not until you've been able to do more. Okay? Understand? I'm doing this for your own good. This is dangerous stuff. Okay?
Okay, Auntie, I understand.
Good.
I'll go and bury it and burn it, and then I'll find Seamus and he can help us bury it.
He's good with a shovel. goes, good. Go, now. Be quick about it.
Okay.
Okay. Do you wake Seamus up to come help? Or did the two of you just do it?
Once the fire's going, it'll probably take a while, like quite a fair while until the morning for this thing to actually, like, this whole body to burn down.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
I've doused it in oil as well.
It's a massive signal fire that everyone within 1,000 miles can see. Yeah, I'd probably, once people started sort of getting up in the morning, I'd go and find Seamus and ask him to help.
Okay, yeah. So we can maybe get the sun coming up and the sun and moon in the sky just like fading away slowly, as the sunrise coming up, and we get the like slight crackle of that storm that's still like way out to sea, that's still brewing. It's been like that for kind of a week, just like a constant storm further out to sea. So we come to that. So yeah, Seamus, you wake up in the morning and you see this fire like across the way, and probably you as well, Henry.
Still awake, but yes.
You what? Sorry.
I was still awake. I don't think you got a wink of sleep. He just sat bolt upright, just gently rocking.
Because most of the walls be made of like wicker anyway, so you'd probably be able to see the fire from like in your house. So you could go and investigate it as soon as they started it.
At least a wattle and daub, not just wicker.
Well, yeah, you know what I
mean. He'd probably be glad for some sort of distraction. So if he thought something was happening elsewhere, he'd go and check it out.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So you wander out and you see like Martok like pouring oil on the fire and setting it ablaze.
It's not the equinox yet, is it?
I think I would just be staring into the flames and like not even acknowledge that you were there. At least for the first, few lines. And I'd just be sat looking and I haven't got my rocking chair, so I'd be rocking backwards and forwards, but without a rocking chair.
Are you squatting as well? Because that's impressive.
I'm on like an overturned log.
Yeah. Is Beatrice there as well, yeah?
Yeah, I'd be there. Be around.
Beatrice, what's going on?
We found a body of and we had to burn it. We'll need to go out into the woods and bury it. Would you help us?
Of course, no question. A body? What kind? Not another siren.
No, just a beast. Martok found it while he was last night.
Feels less and less safe here. First a siren, now beasts on our doorstep. Where's it going to end?
I don't know. Hopefully, well, I think we'll be okay. We have Martok looking out for us.
Of course. If he found the beast, but the beast didn't find him, that's certainly a victory in our book. Seamus would place a hand on your shoulder and be like, "Are you okay? You seem shaken."
It's been a long night. Thank you, Seamus.
Yeah, very little sleep for you, Beatrice.
Yep.
You'd probably notice at this point, leaning into the sort of the light of the fire, you notice that Seamus looks like absolute shit. Like, he looks sleepy sometimes, but tonight he looks like he's not been to bed.
Yeah, you probably look like I imagine like pale, sweaty, and like skinnier would be like kind of like,
maybe
like slightly emaciated.
Yeah, he appears that way.
Yeah, you're not actually that way. It just appears that way.
He's not full of colour like he normally is. He's very drained.
But Seamus, you look you look almost as bad as I feel. I think there is still a little time before the fire dies down enough that we can bury it. Why don't you come and sit with us?
Thank you. Yes, I just feel a little under the weather, that's all, he says, avoiding your gaze.
I think, Well, once we're done here, you should come and I'll make you a tea that might make you feel better. I'm sure I can find something in Marta's hut.
Very kind of you, Beatrice. Thank you. But we should deal with the matter at hand first.
Yes, we should.
Martok, how are you?
Fucking-
It must have been quite a fright for him.
I think I just look at my dagger, look at my hut, and go, I regret selling my my warhammer as a down payment. Put it that way.
Well, don't discredit your weapon. It clearly did the job on this occasion.
I think I mutter something along the lines of, "It was already half dead."
It was
Right.
what?
You'd be better off not knowing.
Well, nothing surprises me these days.
It is strange to I don't know what is happening. All these strange things happening recently.
I couldn't tell you. I've no real knowledge of what the world was like before, and you know that, Beatrice. But even in my limited experience, things seem to be turning for the worse. Where is it, Martok? Where's this beast?
They just point at the fire.
Oh, so we're to bury its remains.
Nod.
Auntie said we must burn it and then bury it.
Well, at least we have the warmth of the fire to enjoy before this grueling task.
Does it seem to burn normally, or is it like a horrible smell? Or
yeah. Well, it's
Or is it? Sorry, I was just saying. Or is it cooking just nicely?
No,
Definitely well.
like I don't know how often. Like, I mean, the maybe like there probably is like a tradition of like doing like pyres and stuff, probably out to sea here. That's probably like the kind of the Viking kind of way.
No man, wasting a perfectly good boat.
Yeah, I mean that's true.
Like, I hardly even got it when the Vikings did it.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
Jesus.
Yeah. No,
Mostly
you probably have some kind of like cemetery further outside of town that you bury people.
Maybe on a hill.
So this, yeah. So burning stuff. So you probably never smelt burning flesh before, but it smells like burning flesh. not rotted or like sickly or unnatural. It smells like a normal dog burnt body would smell like.
I imagine it probably passed that point quite a while ago, though.
Yes, yeah, but that's what it would smell like. Okay. All right, so the three of you kind of wait up until the sun comes up, watching this burn down, till it's all done.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think probably Henry, like in your like maybe shack nearby, you wake up in the morning having probably the only one that's had actually some good amount of sleep tonight. See the three of them sat around this like embers.
Something smells lovely.
It's not that sort of fire, Henry.
What has occurred?
We are. Well, perhaps you can help us. We are burning the remains of a beast that Martok found, and we are going to bury it in the woods. Would you help us? I'm sure Seamus would appreciate help digging.
I guess I can help. Work doesn't start for a few hours.
Thank you, Henry. Many hands make light work.
Cool. Yeah, so you all gather up the ashes, and
In a bucket or something.
yeah, like that's fairly easy to do. Yeah, and then you head up and dig a hole and dump the ashes in the hole and dig it. So probably how far do you take it out? You take it like as far as you did the siren, not obviously in the same place, but
Yeah.
Same hole. Cesspit.
Same area.
Yeah, same hole.
So we
You
go
marked
back.
it.
It's already been dug up. Right, right, well,
Oh no!
No, the siren is still there. Don't worry.
Thank God.
So yeah, so you do that, and then you come back, and I think as soon as you kind of walk back and you're all sleepy and tired, I think like the bell rings to like work beginning. Get to the salts, get to the silt flats, and start fishing. And so you probably all get that feeling of like, oh god, we all need sleep, or what have you, and then
Except Henry, who's a dick.
yeah, except Henry. And then yeah, you start heading down to the silts. All right, so you take probably like half an hour to walk down to like the silt shores. I know at this time of year, like it's a slightly later start of work because of the way the tides are working. At this time, so it's not too bad. And you head down, and then you start doing your work, what have you. There's probably like as you walk in, there's probably like a small shack like on the edge of the shore that has all like the various nets, the baskets, and like the dredging tools and things like that, and like the skewers to probably keep fish on and things like that. So yeah, you head down, grab all your equipment, and then you start fishing for the day. Do you guys do anything different during your day of fishing?
I'm extremely alert for eyes in the water.
Okay, yeah, you keep an eye out for eyes. Yeah, that's understandable.
Marta is probably a bit slower than she's fucking exhausted. Like she literally hasn't slept.
Yeah.
So she probably like keeps sort of stumbling and is not quite together.
Mm-hmm.
Seamus is like sort of hyper focused on what he's doing. Like he's not really engaging in conversation or anything around him.
Mm-hmm.
He's he's just super like into silt farming today apparently. But he's also really tired, so he's not doing it very well. He's just doing it wholly, if that makes sense.
Cool. What about Martok?
he's probably doing more work than he ever has done because he's just trying to keep the dog out of his mind.
Yeah, you keep going back to that like when it stood
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
So I'm paying more attention to just fishing than I ever have done.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm doing whatever I can to not let my mind wander.
Yeah, no, that's completely fair. All right, cool. All right, so can all of you make an agility check, please, to see if you get some fishes for the day?
I would, but my thing's taking forever to render. 1 second.
It's a bad day for fish.
It is.
Oh, Henry sorted us out. It's fine.
He's the only one.
The one guy who got sleep.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So roll me 2d6, please, Henry.
I'm gonna get 2 1s again, aren't I?
Oh damn!
Boom.
All right, so the rest of you
Makes up
like
my poor performance.
yeah. Can the other three of you roll me a d3? Okay, so that's how many bits you will get for the day. So you can obviously Henry, you can add 11 bits. The rest of you can add 2, 1, and 1.
1 bit.
1 bit. Yes. But so yeah, during the day, so yeah, you do. So Henry's having like the best fishing day like he's ever had. He's just like he's always in the right spots, and he's like another one, got another
Apart
one.
from that one day that I caught a crocodile, that was an amazing day.
A crocodile in the sea.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I suppose yeah. But there's
That's
not.
That's the story that Henry keeps saying.
Yeah.
None of us believe him.
Brilliant.
He
Even better.
assures us that.
Even better. I love it. Story that none of you believe. That's great. Yes, that's good. Okay, cool. So yeah, so during the day, so like, but yeah, maybe we're like Henry's a little bit further away from you guys, maybe, or you'll all be a bit spread out anyway. And he's like, oh yeah, another one, and like throws another one into the basket. It like flops in there, or picks it up, hits it with a stick, then throws it in the basket. And Beatrice, As
Too
you're
tired to even grumble.
Yeah. So I think it's probably because you're too tired, right? So you reach down and you grab something and then you pull it up and then you're like tired and then you look down at it and you pull it and it, like this thing won't come and you're holding up like a shriveled hand.
Ah!
Essentially.
Like, it's like throw it.
Yeah. You throw it, it just goes plop. The rest of you hear a scream and look over and see this like hand flying through the air. So it probably ends like mid forearm of just this like shriveled hand.
Beatrice is just on her ass in the water.
Yeah, so it splashes in. What do the rest of you do?
Seamus doesn't even notice. He's got his head in the silt.
Brilliant.
Like literally trying to drown himself.
But not far off, actually.
Had enough of this.
You get that vibe.
It's how he keeps himself awake. If he drifts off, he goes "Whoa," and just splashes it with water and it nearly drowns him. That's why he keeps himself awake.
I'm having too much of a good day fishing to even notice.
Martok, do you notice?
Well, let's see. Do I notice?
Oh yeah, you can roll if you want. Yeah. No one cares about you, Beatrice.
The worst fucking friends ever. Jesus. I'm glad I
know we
didn't
were
take.
friends.
I'm glad I didn't take that second
I
hero
know it.
spell for
I
you.
Yes.
know it.
Yeah, you do. So yeah, you look up and you hear Beatrice scream. Look over at her. She falls on her ass, and you see this like hand. The thing that looks like a hand fly and plop into the water, like probably halfway between you two.
I'm pulling out my dagger and running towards it like a hero.
Okay.
I've seen enough weird shit today.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so you it hits the water and you see like as you're running up to it, you see it like sink down and like land on the top of the silt under the water. It's still fairly shallow here, so.
Yeah, do we have like fishing tools, or are we just barehanded fishing?
No, you have like fish tools. You'd have like skewers and like there'd probably be like big like weaved like net things that you can like sift like the silt and stuff like that.
Probably try and get it in a net.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You definitely have fishing tools and stuff. Yeah.
I'd probably try and like get it with a net rather than touching it. You know.
Yeah. So you'd have like a big like weave basket thing, which would like probably doubles like a big sieve essentially, right?
Yeah.
So you pick it up and there's just this like shriveled hand. They probably and like kind of half of a forearm as well. That's just completely shriveled and grey. Yeah, exactly that. You have it in this little basket thing. What are you doing, Beatrice? You're on your ass at the moment.
Hyperventilating.
Okay, that's understandable.
Um,
Can I check to see if I notice Beatrice having a bad time?
Yeah, for sure.
check to notice panic attack.
Yeah, right. What should I roll?
Just a perception.
Oh yeah, it's up there, isn't it? Hatcha.
Nope. You're too tired.
Yes.
You're too tired. If anything, you probably like turn away and you're like, oh, there's definitely a fish in this area.
I think that Seamus thinks that the breathing is him, and so he's trying to get on top of that, but also having a terrible time himself because he's failing because he can't control the breathing.
Oh no, that's not good.
So yeah, sorry Beatrice, you're on your own.
Shittest cleric ever.
All right, so Martok and Beatrice, what are you doing? Or Martok, because he seems the only one who's kind of conscious and aware of what's happening. Chris?
I will go to where it was found
Mm-hmm.
and like see if I can see the rest of the body, if there is a rest of a body.
So you look down and you just see like the flat black silt underneath the water.
I'll do a bit of searching around that area, see if I can see anything that sticks out.
Okay, give me like a searchy thing. So it'd be what, agility, right?
I can do that.
Perception.
Oh yeah, you can use perception. That's completely fine. Yeah, that makes sense.
That is definitely better for me. By 1. Nope.
You know what? I would give you 1 boon with that, so there's a chance because you know where to look. Because
do I just roll that again with a boon or what?
I'll just roll a d6 and we'll add it
There
to
we
it.
go. That makes more sense.
So 5 or more.
Nope.
No. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you dig and search around. You don't find anything. Find anything else or what have you. You don't find if there's the rest of a body attached to it or anything like that. So you've got this hand floating in this basket. Beatrice hyperventilating. Seamus thinking he's hyperventilating, and Henry having the best fishing day of his life.
I think after a while, I just do that really loud whistle to get everyone's attention.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning these 3.
Yeah.
And go. And just like skewer the hand with like my fishing spear. And just like wave it around. Just go, look at this.
Just kind of dumbfounded, to be honest. Just a bit like, Martok, why have you got such a attraction to flesh?
It's an arm, not a whorehouse.
I think I just like throw the spear towards him with the hand speared on it. Just going like, yeah, you have it. Fucking hell, I'm done with dealing with this crap.
Playing hot potato now.
Yeah.
What would I want with this?
I think Martok, he's had a shit day fishing, even though he's actually been trying. He's calling it for the day. He's done. He's had enough. He's going home, and he's just gonna go and catch up on the missed sleep doses that he's missed. Like, fuck this. You deal with it. I'm done. And I start trudging back towards at least the sand to sit down.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what there is to deal with exactly. It's no good to us. And it's far from the strangest thing that's been pulled out of these shores.
It was just a shock, is all. It's not what one expects to find.
Oh, had you found it, Beatrice?
Yes.
Kind of been very nice to reach in for a fish and grasp a cold, dead hand. I'll dispose of it.
Is there anything interesting about said hand? Like, is there?
Giant diamond ring.
Well, no. I mean, that would be nice, but I'm assuming not. Like, is it obvious if it's been bitten off, or knifed off, sawn off, or is it male, female, big, small, child's hand?
Give me a intelligence check.
It can't be a male hand. Doesn't have a penis. Because it's just a hand.
Oh.
No, like you couldn't tell. Like it's the only thing you would know about it is like it's like shriveled, but that's it really. So you couldn't tell if it's a man or a woman because it's it's got no like, doesn't have any
No,
blood
fair
in
enough.
it anymore. What have you? Yeah, so you couldn't tell with the 3. Yeah, so I don't think you get ult from it.
Okay.
In which case, Seamus yeets it into the sea.
Yeet.
Okay. Just give me a d20 roll, Seamus. just for no reason.
18.
Okay. So you yeet it, far out, and you see it just go splash, and like you see it like float in the water and then just slowly disappear, and then you just see a ripple of a splash of something fast, and then the hand is gone.
That's what all the fucking fish are.
Must be one of those crocodiles that Henry catches. It's fine. Quick,
Yes,
Henry!
well, Beatrice.
It's the mother load. Since you're having such a good day, go get us a croc.
Beatrice could do us some new shoes.
Yeah, for sure. Croc skin.
Damn,
I want a belt.
get a lot of belts out of a crocodile.
Hell yeah. Seamus probably comes over and sort of sits with you, Beatrice, and makes sure you're all right. Sort of pauses work for a second. So you're obviously quite sort of like disturbed.
Just a bit of a shock.
Just
Yeah.
Seamus, roll me another d20 for no reason.
Okay.
See how many seconds until something eats you.
16.
Yeah, you just sit down.
Good.
Didn't sink through the floor or trip over and break your neck. Yes.
If you get a nat 1, you die. Man, this game's hard.
I have heard stories of a system where you could critically fail walking, and then just and if you rolled like successively bad, like normally it'd be fine, like you just trip over and like it'd be
Roll
fine.
your ankle.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like if you continued roll, like it had like exploding damage or something stupid. So if you rolled
God.
spectacularly badly,
It's just
you
that
like you keep walking on a flat surface, trip and just die.
it's just that gif of like constantly of that guy constantly falling and slipping.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Yeah.
Do you think that's what spontaneous combustion is in real life? Just people rolling really badly.
Yeah, pretty much, right? Yeah, someone rolled the dice for 2020 and 2021, and they're all shit.
God
Okay.
Two nat 20s. That's what 2020 is.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, so yeah, you sit down next to Beatrice in the water. Henry, are you with them now, or are you still having the best fishing day ever?
I mean, I've kind of noticed there's a bit of a commotion going on now, so going to sit and investigate with them.
Yeah, and then Martok's storming off in the background.
Yeah, but
Going
nobody
to
cares about him.
collapse on the fucking beach and just consider moving.
Weep like a baby.
Do you guys just kind of rest up and then carry on after a bit, or do you do anything else specifically?
Yeah, I think Beatrice would just take a little minute just to collect herself and then be up for sort of carrying on.
Mm-hmm.
She was a little bit freaked out, but mostly because it was a surprise,
Yes,
rather
for
than
sure.
because it was like she's seen dead things before, but like she wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, that's completely fair.
Once Seamus knew Beatrice was okay, he'd get back to it.
All right. Cool. Okay. All right. So yeah, you finish up the day. Martok, do you come back and carry on, or you just like sit and wait for them to finish?
No, I probably do, but after a while.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
You can only sulk for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you finish up the day's work. You're all probably very tired. Henry's probably got a big smile on his face. He's like, fuckloads of fish. And yeah, in the end, you start to head back to town. And then, like, at the entrance to town is like, you walk up, there's probably like, I don't know, that like, another like a dozen people like walking back up with you who were also fishing like further out or what have you. Because basically, like, you're like spread out in a big line, basically, all of you, and then kind of like slowly move up every day, kind of thing. So yeah, so you all start coming back, and then you see lent against like the first shack coming into town is Etnad here, just sat there like smoking his pipe.
Just waiting for the kids to come back in from the sea so we can pick one of them off.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, yeah, and he just kind of like nods over to you guys, and just kind of you're probably the first ones coming back. Yeah, and he just walks up to you and just says, meeting tonight. In the main hall.
What is it about?
Unsure. Just been told to tell you all.
Yay.
Should we tell anyone else on your behalf, or are we the last to know?
Yeah, and he says, nope, just told you so far. If you want to do my job, be my guest. And walks away.
Seamus is like justifying it to everyone. Like, well, it can't hurt to mention it if we happen to see people before him.
I think perhaps I could do with a nap. I'm still a little tired after last night.
Okay. All right. So do you guys want to do anything specific, or should we kind of skip forward to this meeting?
Beatrice specifically wants to go and have a cup of tea and a nap.
Yeah, that's completely fair.
Nice herbal tea.
Mm-hmm.
I would like so from my failure of a trip last night,
Mm-hmm.
I've realised I need a mold.
Yeah.
So I go and find a little piece of wood.
Yeah.
And just like start carving at it with a knife to try and get like a little circular hole at the
Okay,
top.
cool. Yeah. Yeah, that's fairly straightforward to do if you're just doing like a little thing in wood.
Yeah.
Who knows how well it's going to work when you try it, but you can definitely.
Well, no, but I'm learning, right?
Yeah.
Getting
there. That's it. You've definitely got the process down. It's all good. Yep. Cool. Seamus, Bartok, you want to do anything in these like few hours before being called to this like town meeting?
Seamus goes around telling people about the town meeting.
Perfect.
He's a good boy.
Yeah. Because as soon as you volunteered yourself. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, so you just walk around knocking on doors, just letting everyone know. Yeah. What about you, Martok?
I think I'd just go and sit on my rocking chair.
Yeah.
But I take my dagger out and sleep with it on my lap, so I'm ready if I need it, like last time.
Yeah. I think you said, you get down, sit in your chair, you get your dagger out, and you just like lean back, and you're like you think, oh fuck this day. And I think you look down at like where the dog was, and there's just like a small like smidgen of like skin just like laying on the ground.
I just stare at it for like 2 minutes, and then I just like burn that bit as well. I go and chuck it on the fire nearby.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not.
That's understandable. Okay, yeah. All right. So a few hours passes of everyone sorting themselves out and whittling and drinking tea and stuff like that. So the time comes. So the bell rings, and then like everyone starts coming out of their houses, what have you, and heading towards the tavern / town hall. If you remember, as described, it's just kind of wooden floor, like one of probably the biggest building here. Better made than most other buildings, just because they put a bit more effort into it. As you walk in, so you've got like the big like driftwood like tables that are probably just carved straight out of like driftwood and kind of cobbled together with a few nails and what have you. And then you've got like some kind of remote like bar. Basically, it's just like a piece of wood essentially, right? With a few barrels behind it, and that's about it. And then it's got like at the back, it's got like kind of a slightly raised like platform where there's this just like big like driftwood chair that's got these like probably like a bear skin, like a wolf skin, like draped over it. You walk in, you kind of funnel in with everybody as they all come in, and so like literally like the whole town's here, which is like 50 people. So it is a bit of a squeeze in here to get everybody in. But it's not too bad. And as you're walking towards like the town hall, I think you all notice that like the wind has dropped massively, and it's very calm, very still. You can't really hear any birds. It's very quiet. The only thing you can hear is kind of like the chatter of people, just like walking towards the town hall. So as you go in. you are either find a chair or kind of like stand with everybody else. Probably all the chairs have been taken by now, unless you got here early. Would any of you have got here early to get back to your table? Shame.
Definitely.
All
I
right.
had nothing else to do. I told everybody. I told a couple of people twice because I forgot I'd told them. I just wanted to make sure everybody knew. And then I had nowhere else to go.
Brilliant.
And I needed to do something. So I probably like went and tried to help set up.
Yeah.
Or like tidied up before, or just kept busy.
Yeah. Okay, fair. So you've got a table.
Cool. Yeah, if Saber's had a table, Beatrice will go over and sit with him.
What are the other two of you?
Martok would get there like at the last second and stand by the door.
Okay.
Yeah, probably the same. Sat there carving away on my piece of wood. We're trying to hide it though, so nobody can see what I'm doing.
All right. Well, so you kind of stand like
Doing it in your pocket, so it's really inconspicuous.
Stab yourself in the nuts.
Would you like to whittle my wood?
Well, so you two are standing like either side of the door, just like bookend, kind of on either side of the door.
I feel like we're just squeezing in.
Yeah. Okay. At the back. All right. Sweet. Okay. So after a while, everyone's like, you hear everyone chattering, and then like someone at someone rings the bell. It's probably Alf, the bartender guy, who's kind of mid-30s, got the sleek backed hair. He rings the bell and he just shouts, "Oi! All of you, shut up!" And then you see a moment. You see you all know her. What's her name? Yeah. Elder Mobile Zand. You see her being helped onto the platform at the front. She's definitely the oldest person here in this village. That's probably not saying a lot though. You can see her she's got a proper hunchback from years and years of like silk fishing with her hands. Her hands are like all the way black stained up to her elbows. She's wearing this kind of like really roughly knitted like shawl, and then just the kind of like the standard like moccasin like in a dress. She's got fairly long hair that's kind of like wrapped up with like basically like a stick in between it. And she's probably like she's like the oldest person here by a long shot, but she's probably only like maybe like 60, 65 in actual fact. But even then, that's very good age for this town. She
3 years older than me.
okay. Yeah. But you haven't been working bent over silk farbing for
No, true.
60
He
years.
doesn't have to bend over. He's a fucking dwarf. He's like up to his waist in the
Well,
water.
no.
anyway.
Remember that he's got dwarf ancestors. He's a human, but he's just maybe a little shorter than the rest of you. That's it.
A little shorter and stockier.
Yeah, that's it. Like that's the only thing. That's the only difference.
And a little more Welsh.
Oh, what a hair.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
A little more well.
Dwarves are always Welsh.
Are they?
Yeah,
Scottish.
literally always.
I'll take
No,
you.
druids are Scottish.
I think you might have it the other way around.
I don't think I do.
Yeah, well,
No, I don't.
I'll beg to differ. All right. So they help her on, and she sits down in the chair, and she just like gestures a hand for everyone to like sit on the floor or sit down if you're not sat down already. So everyone kind of like sits down on the floor, so she can like look out at everybody. And like people come to her with if they've got problems or anything like that. It's been a while since she's like called a meeting like this. They usually do like one of these every year to be like say like, oh, good job for the year kind of thing or what have you.
Still alive, yay.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. So it's Olaf, the bartender guy, who helps her onto her chair. She sits down, looks down at all of you, and just takes a moment to like look across all of you with a kind of like a cataract eyes. Just look across at all of you and kind of take you all in for a moment. And then she just says, kind of quietly, but still with that kind of like leadership like presence. She says, These are trying times here in Candle Cove. Every day is a day of survival. Every day we don't know if we're going to be able to fill our bellies that night. And it's getting harder and harder. I'm here to inform you of 2 things this evening. The first one is that the latest trade group that went up to pay to post a few days ago have unfortunately gone missing. And then you hear like people like whispering to each other like, "Oh God, what have you?" Yeah, because it'd be like every few weeks they'd send up like a crew of people with some like donkeys and stuff and a cart to go up to pay the post to collect some stuff and bring it back. So it's usually like a week round trip to go there and back. And she says they've gone missing. We are sending some more folk tomorrow towards the post to find out if anyone has heard anything or find out what happened. But we got word from a messenger today. This is unfortunate news. The families that are affected, please come to me later, and I will speak to you in person. And secondly, and as she says secondly, you hear just a huge lightning strike that's super nearby, that's really loud. And then Henry and Martok, because you're like near the door, like it's massively loud outside, and like you haven't noticed this at all, but as soon as you like look behind you, like it's fucking torrential rain coming down. The wind is blowing in every direction. And you just kind of like almost like didn't notice that for a second. Like you didn't hear the rain coming and look around. It's getting worse, getting worse. It just seemed to happen instantly. A load of people jump. How do the 4 of you react to this?
Yeah, probably in shock. I'd sort of jump and clutch onto Seamus's arm.
Yeah, I mean, like as you would naturally react to it, it's a very loud noise and very sudden, so it's certainly a jump.
Mm-hmm.
I'll peer outside to see if I can see if it's like hit somewhere, or if it was just like.
No, it just sounded nearby, like it was like it was. No. It's just like it was overhead, right?
Well, yeah, like close the shutters to the windows and everything. If there's any rain getting in, it's like batten the hatches tight.
Yeah.
Bet this building doesn't have a proper lightning rod.
So I think as you're doing that, you're shutting all the doors. You probably shut the 2 big doors behind you because they were probably previously open. As they start rattling as they shut you, the people run around and get the shutters, and you see the Alaf at the behind the elder stands up with a stop and just like saying, "Yeah, shut that," and he's running around shutting windows and like battering down the hatches and stuff. And he's just like, "Everybody stay calm. It's just a storm. Relax. Just a bit of rain." And then she kind of like says thank you, and she says, "Everyone be calm. Everything is fine. I haven't had a storm like this in a while, but everything will be fine." So where was I? And then she like stumbles for a second of like thinking, "Oh yeah, what do I need to remember to say?" She's like, "Oh yes, this may be good. Is it all bad news? But we will be getting a visit from Reinhold, the sadist Bauer of Beresvon, within the next few weeks. Apparently, all we've heard is he's visiting certain places around his constituency, so we will make sure everything is in order by then, and we can make sure that he is well looked after while he is here, to show that this place is still worthy of his barrenness." and everyone just kind of like mumbles to themselves, like yeah, and then you hear like another crack of lightning outside, and like the rain battering on the roof, and it sounds pretty bad, like the storm. If you like peek out the windows and whatever, you're like, it's a pretty bad storm, just come out of kind of seemingly nowhere. And she says, you are all welcome to stay here a while and drink up. I believe we still have some barrels left. Is that right, Olaf? And Olaf just nods. And he goes, I'll make sure everyone gets a drink. He's like, good. That's good. Right. Thank you, everybody. And as she says thank you, someone in the back right of the room does this like blood-curdling scream of agony in the back corner of the room. And like everyone turns, and like everyone's pretty squished in, and everyone turns, and I think you all look, and you see this probably middle-aged guy, probably maybe like mid-30s, kind of a big like scraggly beard, wearing some kind of like leather apron. Yeah, probably. Yeah. And he stands up and he's just holding his stomach in agony, and he's like, the scream is just like of none of you have probably heard this kind of like blood curdling, like horrendous I'm in pain scream. The only one who might have is Seamus. So maybe like there's the parallels to like your sister there, or maybe Martok for some of the battles you were in, maybe of someone in great pain and agony. And you watch this person as they grab their stomach, and then you see them like as they grab his stomach, they're grabbing his clothes and like kind of pulling them, and as he kind of pulls them, so like he straight up like rips like his like leather clothes, and like ripping leather is pretty hard to do, so he full on like rips the leather, and then you see his chest, and you see his like, so he pulls open his chest and you see his ribs just start like breaking and like pushing outwards, and his stomach like kind of push inwards, and as he's doing that, you see one of his legs like crack, and he seems to get taller as like one of his like legs like breaks, and like blood and like this kind of pus like flows out from the bottom of his trouser leg, and then you see him like just scream again, and everyone's moving away from him, like screaming. No one knows what's going on, as he's like pulling at his face, and as he pulls at his face, he kind of his skin goes with it, and this kind of like dry, like grey skin underneath kind of forms, as his like jaw kind of seems to like break and unhinge and like jut forward, and like his nose basically like falls off and drips off and breaks into like more of a snout. As after it doesn't take long. It's probably the most akin to it would be if anyone's seen Hemlock Grove, the show, the way they do like werewolf transformations in that's kind of how it is. If you can look up that, it's very gruesome and bloody and bone breaking and awful. Yes,
like American Werewolf in London.
Yes, yeah,
that OG werewolf.
Yeah, and so it only takes probably like 10 seconds or so for this to happen, and then the thing stood there, looks like this.
Fuck that Nosferatu looking motherfucker.
Yeah.
It's not a werewolf, it's a fucking bat wolf.
But no, you're right, it's not a werewolf. That was just the comparison I'm making to the imagery. And so that happens, and then you just see him like kind of like holding himself and like cowering in pain and like shaking, and then you see him like open these like now black eyes, these large ears like kind of like twitch as part of like his normal skin is still like falling off him, and he just like looks around, and the nearest person to him is, because there's basically like quiet, everything's quiet, like perfectly quiet, just like the rumble of the rain on the rooftop, everything's quiet, and then suddenly it just like roars and reaches out and just like claws someone across the chest, like the nearest person to them, and kills them instantly. And then like jumps forward and like bites their neck and starts like running. Everyone screams, starts running and panicking. And let's take our break there, and we'll come back to this scene afterwards.
All right.
All right then. Yeah, let's continue. So, shit's going down. Everybody's panicking, running away from this beast that's just like, it seems like crawled out of this man, or this man's transformed into it. There's like a pile of flesh and blood on the floor, where he's like, his skin's fallen off, his bones have broken, what have you, and he's just ripped through somebody in front of him. So we are now actively in combat. So it is your guys' turn first. What are you doing?
Definitely slow.
So fast turns first for everyone. So put your things in there.
Yeah, I think I might do a fast turn.
And then I will. Let me just do this.
No, I mean I'd be faster.
I'll just make a copy of this guy's token to put here. All right. Okay. All right. So you guys go. In regards to like distances and stuff, let's just do like a shitty like layout thing of roughly where everyone is. Just get rid of this. So let's do the
God, my beautiful drawings.
Sorry.
Fucking rude.
Let's do the room. Here are the doors.
As long as you don't delete the pumpkin, it's fine.
No, I won't. No, I'm gonna leave that. Don't worry. So this one's
It
in.
doesn't like someone fucked with his teeth though.
Oh no. All right, let's just I'll make a copy of you guys for like this bit as well. So you two were by the door.
Yep.
Let's grab you as well. So this is just rough distances, just to have an idea of where you all are. And then you two would have been like sat like over here on like a bench, basically. And then the stage bit would have been kind of like over here, with the chair, and then the bar would have been like over here somewhere like that. It's like essentially difficult terrain to go anywhere, because there's just people panicking and running around, and it's like a small room with 50 people in it. So everyone's panicking, running away from it. This person just got killed. So yes, you guys do your fast turn first. Go.
Who's going first?
You.
Okay. As soon as I'm by the door, I will kick it open and usher everyone out.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm standing this side with in between us.
Yeah.
And I'm pushing everyone out the door.
Okay. Yeah. So that's what you're gonna do for your action. You're just gonna push open the door and shout at everyone to go out.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Pushing everyone to get
Yeah.
out as quick.
So like as you open the door, it's probably like with the soundtrack like coming to a peak. You crack open the door and like probably like a lightning strike hits at the same time that you like push open the door, and there's like torrential rain outside. There's like people start falling over each other trying to get out. Okay. Who's next?
Hey, Jack.
Go on then. So how does range work? What does short range mean?
So let me check on the thing.
Yeah, there's a table somewhere, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a table. Yeah.
Didn't you put out a little card for it? Oh no.
Did I not?
I know it was on that website thing.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, it's on
supplement
here.
thing.
Ranged. Nope. Where is it?
Short's 5. That's all I can remember.
Range. Here we go. Yeah.
Out of memory. Fuck off.
So reach is within a number of yards equal to your size rounded up. So like 1 yard. Short is 5 yards. Medium is 20. Long is 100. Extreme is 500. Sight is within your sight.
Okay.
So short is 5 yards. So it's definitely further than 5 yards away from you currently.
Alrighty then. I went with a fast turn, didn't I? So that means I can just do one thing.
Yeah. I mean, if you wanted to go to a slow turn now, realizing that's fine.
I'm trying to think what he'd actually do. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Because he's not just going to run up and attack this thing. Like, that's definitely not what he's going to do.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Oh, I don't know.
All right. Well, while you're thinking,
Yeah.
so I think as this happened, Beatrice would have probably, much like many of the people in here, would have been shocked back and would have fallen backwards off the sort of stool chair thing she was sitting on.
Yeah.
And just sort of grasped her neck in shock. And as she stood up, anyone who was, if anyone were paying attention to her, which they're likely not at this stage,
definitely. Yeah.
they would have seen that that exposed skin, which there is, which is not a huge amount. There's this sort of soft, sort of greeny brown sheen across it, and sort of a bark-like pattern on her skin.
Cool. Nice. Cool. I like it.
She's now going to run to the forest and hide.
Yeah, it's like I'm noping out of here and hiding in the forest.
Bye, guys. Have fun.
All right, Seamus.
Okay. I might change to a slow turn.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, okay. So then it's my turn. So the beast, just one of the other people near it, it just reaches out and tries to claw another person. So if I do this, and it's making this with a bane, and misses the person. So the person maybe falls back over something and it misses and it just snarls as it's still got like blood dripping from its mouth after the previous person that tried to grab, and that's all it does.
Okay. I'm not going to be able to get up to it, am I?
You can go 10 yards essentially. So like, you're probably like, how big would this place be? Like,
The yard is like 3 foot. Like, that's...
yeah, you could.
Like
I don't know. You can get all the way up to it. You probably get halfway, probably, because this is like rough. That you try
How
to.
big is this room?
Well, no, it's not that. It's the fact there's lots of
it's
people
difficult.
everywhere. You got to push through everybody.
That's true.
So you could probably get halfway to them with a movement.
Okay. I'll get halfway to him.
Mhm.
And then, if I remember, can you do like a defend action? Sorry, I'm just going on.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Like, we're still learning that, yes, there's a defend
Going
action.
on to the book.
When you
so I
defend
can
to the end of
read
your round, all attack rolls are made against you with 1 bane, and you make all challenge rolls to resist attacks with 1 boon. So,
yeah,
yes.
that.
Okay. So yeah, so you move forward to like here-ish, clambering over people, and yeah. Also, just the thing, everyone should have set their health back to 0 again after last time. You definitely
I
healed.
completely forgot to do that. Yeah.
You definitely healed since a week has been passed. So yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
All right, and then Henry, Kevin, it's your turn.
Okay. I am going to move forwards, so I'm sort of just in front of Martok, like in line or just in front. You know, like
Yeah.
creating a wall to some degree.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will probably also take the defend action.
Okay.
Is it? Yeah, it's just defend, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So you take defend action. All right. So the end of the round. End of the round happens, and then another one starts. So at the top of the round. Yeah. So who's doing what turns? I'm still doing a fast.
I'm going to stick with a slow.
Yeah, I will fast.
I'll go to a slow, I think.
Okay. Martok, what are you doing?
As people are rushing past me, I'm going to keep the door held open and I'm going to fire my sling at it.
Okay. Yeah. Whap it around in the air and yep.
Let this work this way. Yeah.
Okay, so it completely misses.
Critical fail.
Yes, there are no critical fails in this, so you'd be happy to know. There's no crits either. It's just pass or fail. So yeah, you fling it and it flings and hits. Maybe like a lightning bolt strikes as you do it and like sets you off balance or what have you. And it swings wide. Now it's my turn. This creature attacks another person nearby it. And like grab someone by the leg and just like so probably the person who's like fell back beforehand, they like jump forward and like grab their leg as they're trying to crawl away and just take a huge chunk out of it with his teeth.
What a dick.
And from this corner here, another blood-curdling scream happens. And another person transforms into one of these things in the corner.
Man.
Yay.
But that one doesn't act on this turn.
May I take a slow turn first, guys?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
So, looking at range, short range is 5 yards, which is 15 feet,
Yes.
which is a good size. So I don't need to go all the way up to it.
No.
I'm going to go as far as I need to up to it.
Mhm.
So I think the blood-piercing scream gave Seamus some like PTSD shit from things discussed previously. So he was like full on, like Beatrice was like scared shitless, but Seamus just like froze and like whited over and was like not in the room. He was somewhere completely different.
Mm-hmm.
And for the first time, like this almost like this little sack of like resentment and disgust and hatred inside him bursts, and he's just washed over with this horrific energy that's just not very nice. And he's not really sure what happens. His eyes just kind of go really blank, and he looks at this thing in the corner and directs that energy to it.
Cool. All right. So target is the attack roll against the target's strength. So you just got to beat the strength, right?
Is it opposing?
It rolled it on the thing already.
Oh, it does the. That's good.
Yeah. So
Didn't know it did that.
Yeah, mate, attack roll against the target's strength on a success. So you got to beat its strength, which you do.
Cool.
Yeah.
Or do I make so attack against the target, just the target strength, or I don't make an opposed roll? Okay. All right. So yeah. So this thing like just kind of like roars and screams in pain. So it takes an extra 1d6 damage every time it takes more damage. Cool.
It's cursed.
Nice, for 1 minute. So that will last 6 turns. Because every turn in this is 10 seconds. Cool.
Makes sense.
Sweet. So what does this look like on the creature? Like, does it look like anything differently, or is just the creature...
I don't think yet. No.
Okay.
I think when it gets struck, it will
cool.
become apparent that something's happened.
Yeah. So you're kind of like not really aware that this is happening, right?
No, I'm just like staring at this thing with a burning hatred.
Yeah, cool. Sweet. Right, who wants to go next?
Yeah, okay. So seeing this has happened, and I'm now somewhat within striking distance of this guy, I will move up to him. And I will make an attack on him with trickery.
Ooh,
So
is this
move
your rogue thingy?
Yeah. So
Just remind me of that so we know what's happening.
well, that's the.
If around, you can make an attack
thingy.
roll or challenge roll with 1 boon. If you attack with 1 boon from this talent, your attack is cool. Nice.
So I'm going to attack him with a club with 1 boon.
So you spring into action, jump over somebody, and hit him. Nice.
For only 3 damage, but then the trickery roll comes in.
Yes.
Now, I've tried to set this up as a macro, but it's probably going to come out wrong, so it's not actually... Oh, it's just the damage.
Yeah, so we don't look at the attack, we look at the damage. Yeah, cool. That's fine.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
extra
an
1 damage.
additional D6 from
Yeah,
Jen.
yeah, and then additional d6. So yeah, so like I imagine you to kind of like maybe like run across a table, like jump at it and just like club it in the face, and like, or maybe the back of the head as it's biting this like woman's leg.
Yeah.
And then Seamus, Seamus, what does your extra pain thing look like when you roll?
So
roll
you
extra
you
d6?
clubbed him, yeah?
Yeah.
Why won't it? Hey.
Oof.
Ooh, nice.
So basically, what happens is whatever you actually do to the creature is like amplified horrifically. So like you've clubbed it in the back of the leg, and you expected to like give it a bit of a bonk, maybe stagger it. I think it's fully like blown it down onto one of its knees. And like there's crunching and cracking and horribleness. Like you did not expect to do that much damage.
Yeah, so I imagine it makes his like heroic like leap off the bench like onto it with the club down on the back of its head as it's like biting this woman's leg.
Oh, is it his head?
Yeah, back of its head. So yeah, back of its head. So it's biting this woman's leg. But yeah, you reach down, you slam it in the back of the head, and basically its head just like careens into the floor, and you just melon like completely splatter his head as it dies.
Shit.
So you just like crack its skull open, it just goes limp on the floor in front of this woman. This woman like crawls away with like her leg just like bleeding everywhere. All right, Beatrice.
Yeah, so as this this second creature appears fairly, not fairly close to Beatrice, she now standing from the first one, sort of expecting it, as it shrieks and transforms, spins round and just throws her arms out in front of her, and this gust of wind just picks up all of the debris and dust and like splinters from the floor in between her and this creature, and just pepper it in the face.
I imagine it's like the top, like all the food and drink that was on the top of the table as well.
Yeah,
like just
like
fucking
all
flies
the
at it.
cutlery,
Cool. Yeah,
and everything.
Cool.
Smashing this thing.
Cool. $13 misses.
Oh.
Damn, that's a lot of damage.
Well, okay, so this is different from the one before.
No.
13 against strength hit the last one.
Oh, sorry, it's versus strength. Oh, sorry, I thought it was versus defense. Sorry, yes, that does hit. Sorry, it's versus strength. Yeah. Make a will attack roll against the target's strength. Nice. So, it says its flesh, if any, is stripped from its bones. So you just blast this thing, and it just like all its like flesh just like splats against the wall, and this just like skeleton like falls to the ground.
Get sandblasted, bitch.
Yeah, literally. That's a hell of a mess to clean up. Fucking hell.
Beatrice also has no idea what she just did.
Yeah, no, that's completely fair.
She's just like, fuck.
Cool. And I think as are you the last one to go? Yeah. So yeah, I think as you do that as well, behind you, in two other places, two more of them scream out in pain as people transform. So let me.
What are you trying to do? Wipe this entire village out?
Yeah, apparently.
Yep.
Bad news bears.
Yes,
We're
bad
down
news.
to like 43 people now, I think. It's not good.
Yeah, I'm keeping a tally here.
Yeah, because that first one killed at least 3 people.
No, he killed the first person, and then he missed his first attack, and then only maimed like the next one.
Oh, only maimed. Oh, they'll be fine then.
Yeah. So they're not dead, but they're obviously them. Actually, there's 5 dead. Should I say? Because technically they're dead.
I still actually have an action to do.
Well, you have movement.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I have movement to do. Sorry.
Yeah. You've done your action. Yeah.
So I'll probably like scamper over here to the boys.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Like fuck.
All right. So I'm gonna be taking. No, I'm gonna be taking fast turns with both of them.
think I'm going to take a slow turn again.
Okay. All right. Fast people go.
Sure. So, after hearing further screams, it's sending Seamus further and further into his weird PTSD kind of like dream state of non-being. And he looks over at this creature that's just near him, and like screams like ear-piercingly, uncharacteristically, like you've never heard him even raise his voice or even speak in a nasty tone. And he just sort of screams, "Leave her alone," at the one just to the left of me.
Okay, yeah. Cool. So versus strength, yes, successful. Okay. Green weeping blisters. Oof. And becomes frightened. Cool. Yeah, so yeah, you just like leave her alone, like throw out your hand, and then just these like blisters like pop, like form and explode on its skin, and it just like snarls, it like scrapes at its face. Cool. All right, Martok.
I fire at this one here.
Okay.
Here.
15 does hit.
2 damage.
Yep. So yeah, so after you fling the rocket, bangs it on its head, looks at you, snarls. Jesus, why are you putting sunglasses on everything? It looks like something from like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle bad guy.
Yep. Makes me feel better.
yeah, that's fair. It's a pretty horrendous situation. All right, so this one here, because it's angry at you, so it's going to take its action that it would do attacking you, like run up to like the nearest thing that like hurt him. And you said like leave it alone. It runs up to you, Seamus. It can't do anything else because that's all it can do this turn because it took a fast one. And then this one here, this one's just going to attack someone nearby. And miss.
So none of the other townspeople even attempting to fight these guys. They've all just fucked off.
Well, no, they're all still clambering over each other and like running away, and like no one's really like a fighter here, like at all.
Okay.
Like again with like the D&D trope of like you're slightly above the average person of being at level 1. Okay, so that's them. It is now the slow turns, people.
Go ahead.
Okay. I will move up to this guy, and I'll try and like just go for the same miraculous headshot that I thought I got myself last time.
Yeah. You definitely thought you were awesome.
Yeah. So we want that one. With 1 boo. What the fuck is that?
Jesus.
Well,
okay, you hit it for 1 damage.
Yep, and my 1d6 for another 5, and this is the one.
So another 5.
Seamus
Okay,
curse.
so the extra 5 kills it. No, Seamus's thing isn't on this creature.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, so you come around the back of the head and you whack it on the same like spot in the back of the head as it's like trying to jump on Seamus, and you kill it, and it falls to the ground.
I do picture it like very much like, I can't remember what movie it is, but the eyes almost like popping out of the sockets.
Yeah, definitely. The club definitely went inside its head. You hit it that hard. Cool. All right, Beatrice.
Nice. So yeah, there's this one that's currently like mauling on a person.
Yeah, or attempting to. Yes.
Yeah. So I think Beatrice is gonna, emboldened a little bit by her friends, is gonna move a little bit closer towards it, and try and sort of do the same thing she did to the other one. But obviously, not have enough power to do that. We'll just try and like push it back off of her, like probably relative.
Yeah. Makes a will attack roll against target strength on a success. We move the target 1d6 yards away from you. So yes, you push it back. So yeah, so like it's about to like lunge for a person, and then just like it gets blown backwards.
A whole 1 yard.
A whole 1 yard, so just a little bit, but yeah. Alright, get that one because that one's dead. All right, top of the round again. I'm taking a slow turn this time.
I will then also take a slow turn.
Me as well.
All right, Martok, it's all you.
I need to get more things to do in a round. I scream at everyone, get the fuck out because they're taking way too long.
Well, they're all like stumbling over each other and tripping up each other and panicking and yeah.
Fucking hell, I am not fucking. I need a better weapon. A 1d3 sling. It's
You'll get
all
your
I can
shotgun
do.
next week. It's fine.
It's alright, next week get a +2 sling.
Plus weapons aren't a thing of this. Slaying at 14 hits for 1 damage.
Yeah, I'm racking up the damage here, lads. 3 so far.
My Asda, man, every little helps.
That's true.
Not everyone can do 12 damage in 1 turn, like our big DPS are.
Okay. All right, slow turn, boys. Go.
Okay. Oh, we're still in difficult terrain, aren't we?
Yeah, I'd say 1 more round, and then like most of like the back hall, like most of this side will have been cleared out.
It's alright. I'll just have to do the same thing again. So I move as close as I can, which I think is just close enough.
Yeah, that should be fine. Yeah, that's fine.
To be in short range.
We're just doing like relative distances here, so yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
You're in range. You're in short range there. Yeah.
And yeah, he screams the same thing again. He's just like, leave her alone. 12.
12 does it.
Oh, hooray. 2 damage and frightened.
Yeah, for 1 round. Cool.
Nice.
Yeah, so again, it like rakes, like the blisters like popping up all over its skin. Alright, who's next?
Beatrice. Oh,
Yeah,
go
go
ahead.
on. No. I was gonna say you go.
Beatrice is just gonna pull her sling out and try and like sling it.
Yep, you sling it.
And then it's gonna move back a little bit, but not too far because she doesn't want to leave Seamus all on his own.
Yeah, that's fair.
This is not Seamus.
Well, it could be.
All right, Henry.
Okay, so I'm gonna, climb over chairs and shit and get up to Seamus. Stand like right next to him.
Yep. Yeah, I don't think you can get all the way. You can't get all the way up to it this turn.
No. And then I'm gonna use the prepare action.
Okay.
To.
Prepare to undertake an activity with specified event curves. Choose one activity you would normally
just
use.
hold an action.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What's the trigger
But yeah,
event?
it has to be very clear on the trigger.
Yeah.
If the enemy comes within reach range of my weapon, I will hit it with 1 boon. Doing my trickery attack thing.
Okay. Cool. Okie dokie. Well, it does exactly that. Because it's its turn now. It does exactly that. So make your prepared attack. So as it like scampers on the floor and like runs like a dog towards you.
11?
That's a miss.
Damn.
So yeah, so as you swing out of it and it like dodges out the way, and then I think it probably reaches, as it sees you club it, it probably reaches up for you, and then it goes to strike you.
That will be with a bane.
Yes, it will be. It's actually with 2 banes
Oh.
because it has got a thing. There you go. Yep,
I'm like 90% sure.
that misses. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, so it tries to swing at you, but you manage to like pull yourself back after the swing. Martok, can you just make a quick perception for me?
I can.
Okay.
See.
So as you're kind of like holding the door open and like using the sling, as people like rushing out, you see a couple of people stop like in the doorway and like start to come back in. As you hear this scream outside, and you just see this even bigger thing just like grab a person and just like chomp down on them. They'll basically take a chunk out of like their shoulder behind you. It looks like I'll put a big picture of him because this guy looks fucking freaky.
Oh god.
So like, it looks like a person's like head that's like enlarged and what have you, and it's just taking a huge chunk out of another person. And I'll put another notch for another dead person. But this thing is like outside, like here. God damn it, Lou. God damn it, Lou.
You did that all in one line, so clear at the same time, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, you did. I was really proud of that.
All right, and now we go from the top of the order again. I'm gonna do it fast.
So in this situation where I've just seen Jack go into fast, can we? Because obviously in D&D we had the mental communication, whatever. I don't want to meta game it and move into fast as well, or discuss with Jack the order in which we might attack this guy.
I just rule like the same thing. Like if you can shout it within a few seconds, like yeah, I think that's completely fine. So if you can be like, I'm going to do this, and just shout it to the person next to you or what have you, that's completely fine. Because every round is 10 seconds, so as long as you can like say it within 10 seconds and do the thing, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fair.
As long as obviously they can hear you.
Well, that's more of a question of what Jack's gonna do.
I'm gonna bonk this guy with a stick.
This guy. Yeah, fuck it. I'll move into fast and all.
I wonder if one of us might kill it. It's a gamble, though, isn't it?
Tis a gamble.
This is where the turn thing is kind of cool because it's like,
Yeah.
do I?
Exactly why I asked that question.
Yeah,
right?
no,
Like,
that's completely fair. That's completely worth. Yeah, that's completely fair.
How does it look?
Bloodied.
Cool. Yeah, let's both fast it.
Yeah, it's got like these bleeding blisters all over its face, and it's got like 2 big lumps on its head from being thrown stones at.
Okay.
All right.
Let's do this
So
thing.
who's going fast? Go.
I want to bonk it with a stick.
Yep. Stick bonk, activate.
Hooray!
Yes, you hit it. You bonk it for 1 damage.
For a damage, take that.
Get bonked.
Go to horny jail.
All right, Henry. Or
Okay,
Henry or Martok.
If you want to go, you can go.
I'll go, yeah. Okay, but I'll do it at the new guy.
Okay. So this thing's chomping down on a person. You throw a sling at it, and it goes wide. Flings out into the stormy weather outside as people are like scattering away from it and like falling off the decking away from this like larger creature.
Awful.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, Henry.
I will try and repeat my boop on the forehead like I have done in the past.
Yep.
With 1 boon. 11. Oof.
No. So yeah. So this thing like the other ones maybe like you got like they didn't see it coming or what have you. This one like saw it coming and like kind of like grabbed the club like with its big like gnarly hands and stops you from hitting it. Now it's its turn. So it's gonna like while grabbing the club with the other claw, it's gonna claw at you. It does have 1 bane. 17. For 5
Is that the
damage.
bane from my thing?
No, it's a different thing. Because that
So it
bane
should have a bane from mine as well.
That only lasted 1 round, if I remember rightly.
Does it?
It
It does.
for 1 round. Yeah, it's only one
Yeah,
round.
my bad.
Yep. That'd be OP if it was all round. Yeah, so roll with 1 bane, so it rolled a -2 on the 19. So 17. This is on you, Henry. So yeah, grabs the club with the other claw, slashes up, and deals you 5 damage.
Oh no.
What's your health at? What's your max?
14.
Cool. Okie dokie. And then now it's on the slow turn, so Beatrice.
Yeah, I'm going to see my boys sort of struggling with this thing. It seems nastier than the other ones. So she's going to shift around a little bit and try and like sling it in the back.
13 just misses it. It just clips his ear.
Also.
It just misses it. All right. This thing drops the now dead like person that it just like ripped up with all this horrible blood and saliva dripping from its mouth. It runs towards you, Martok.
No. Slam the door shut. Slam the door shut.
It runs towards you, and then let me bring up the sheet. Yeah, and it's just gonna reach out its like elongated hands that still seem to have like human skin like dropping off it and like a blood like dripping off it of the rain as it claws at you. No boons or banes, it's just normal. Oh, for 8.
Ow.
That's a that's a max roll on everything. Jesus Christ. Rolled a 20, a 6, and another 6. Fucking hell. Okay. That's a roll. So yeah, so this thing just like scars across you. Across the chest. With its large claws. Okay. And then we go to the top of the round. I'm going to do fast turns with both of these boys.
Oh dear. I think Beatrice is also going to take a fast round then.
Alright. Off you go, guys.
Seamus, after you.
Bonk.
Nope, no bonk.
Okay.
You whack it and it just doesn't seem to feel it. It's too...
This
too
time... Oh, sorry, go on.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, this time I try something different. And one of the most effective things against human men is going for the nuts. So I tried the uppercut with the club.
Okay.
With a boon. There we go.
That's a hit. And that's a dead.
That's a dead.
That the crutch shot worked.
Not shot for the kill.
Jesus.
Brilliant. Nice. Cool. Yeah. You batter it to death. The two of you just like hitting it with sticks and clubs. And you kill it.
Martok, are you looking to hit this big guy?
No.
Okay.
Blast.
I will. I'll go first then. Would you appreciate being further away from it?
Well, I was going to try and just hold the door shut.
Okay. Well, okay. In that case, I will do this. On the big boy. And it does nothing.
No. So you blow wind at it, and it just like it doesn't even like notice you. You just like merge your wind with the wind outside, essentially.
Yeah, it's pretty windy out.
Yeah, it's pretty windy outside, so it does nothing. All right, Martok.
I'm just going to try and like slam the door in its face and just like keep it from attacking me.
Okay, so which one of these things should we use? Like shove?
Makes sense.
Because it's like up to you, so you're trying to like use the door to like shove it backwards.
Yeah.
So that makes we use that. So target creature make a strength attack roll against the target's strength. If the target's larger than you, it's the same size as you. So it's just like but it's just he's slightly bigger, but he's the same category size as you. So yeah, make a strength attack roll.
It's not a weapon, right? Yeah. No, 10.
Okay, so yeah, so you try and push it back, and it like easily holds the door open. Okay, yeah, so it doesn't do that. So, and yeah, and then it goes. So while it's pushing back the door with its other claw, it goes to like swipe at you again. 9 and misses. So yeah, you just managed to pull yourself back in time before that hit you. Okay, all right. Top of the round again.
Whoop. Yeah, I think I'm taking fast.
Okay, well it's you then, Beatrice.
Sling's coming out again because
Okay.
the wind was not helpful.
Nope. Nice.
Boom.
Max damage. Okay. So you whack it and hit it in the eye and it goes it screams.
Get stone dick.
Yeah. Nice. Then it's its turn. So after it's like holding its eye, like another door's like fully open. Well, the door's probably like slightly broken off its hinges. There's like you've been like forcing against each other. It'd be a pretty flimsy door anyway. Yeah, and it reaches out to try and claw you again, Martok. Misses again.
God.
Thought Chris was gonna have fucking new character.
I know. I thought. There's still time. All right.
No character 3.
All right. Slow turn.
I'll go because I'm ready. I will do my dagger this time.
Okay.
13 for 3 damage.
13 misses it.
Oh. No.
So as you go to stab it, like it goes in, it like pierces the flesh a little bit, but like just doesn't go in far enough. Like it's got really thick hide. It doesn't do any damage.
For my second bit, I'm going to do my catch a breath action, which means I can heal my healing rate once a day.
I think you can only.
Is that an
take
action
one
though? Because you can only take one action and a movement if you take a slow. Because there's no bonus action things in this unless it states like you can do it as like a free action.
Post it.
You could use an action or a triggered action.
What's a triggered action?
Because triggered actions are weird.
Triggered actions basically you can use it whenever you like.
Yeah, I think so. Let's double check. Not in here. Okay. But yeah, I would assume so. Like, because a triggered action is basically a free action, I believe.
You normally like it has a trigger.
Yeah, like it has. Does. Let's just read it. So it's you're the warrior, right?
So yeah, warrior.
It's
Yeah.
crashing for some reason.
So look, catch your breath. You use an action or triggered action. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Let's see if I can find it. Search for it on the PDF thing.
Yeah, there is a thing on triggered actions in the action, like where it talks about action in the combat bit, but I can't see it because my thing keeps crashing. For some.
What page?
It's on page 49.
Yeah.
Specifically the triggered action things.
Triggered actions. Use an action. Most creatures can use one triggered action each round. Creatures use triggered action to react. Okay, so yes.
Yeah, the
Yeah, the
trigger
trigger
seems to
is-
be on my turn.
So well, when we say triggered action, it's like a free action, like.
Yeah.
But obviously, some things have triggers and stuff. Okay,
It's
cool.
yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
So
yeah.
the trigger for that is on my turn. So I
Yeah,
will-
you could just do it, but you could also technically do that on someone else's turn as well, technically.
Right. Cool.
But yes.
I'll do that then. See, I might as well move then.
But you can only use one triggered action a round.
Yes.
How far can I move? My movement is.
It will try and smack you if you
Yes,
move
it
away
will
from
try
it.
and smack you. Because
I'll
as far as I'm aware, you could do one triggered action to attack if they move out of your threat range.
Right.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
On the next page that we were just looking at, in fact, when a creature in your reach willingly moves out of your reach, you can use a triggered action to make an attack against the creature using a melee weapon. Oh, it's not wielding a melee weapon, so it can't do it.
Okay, no, we can still attack.
Rules were at
I am not
work,
ruling that at all.
Literally what it says.
Yeah, rules is written, man.
No. So yeah, if you move away from it, it will try and attack you.
Yeah, I guess I will stay where I am then. I will balance. There we go. That doesn't do anything, but it's something that I can do with the movement.
Okay. All right. Whose turn is it now? So we've got who's left? We've got still Seamus and Henry, right? Yeah.
After you, mate.
Is the room cleared now?
Kind of, because like now people are running back in. So like I'd say probably like half the people got out, but then the other half is kind of still in this area, like running away and don't really know what to do. I think you can move a bit freer, so it's less.
They'd have got to the back of the room by now, surely. It's been like 20 seconds since this thing appeared.
That's true. Yeah, so like they're all around you. Like you can move freer now. Like
yeah, we can break out the crowd.
Yes, yeah. It's no longer rough terrain. You can move through people pretty easily. Because I think
Okay.
most people are like looking at you guys like, holy shit, these guys are actually killing them. What?
Yes, because we're absolute badamans and woman. Right, I'm gonna move up
That's
to
what
the
you know.
thing and hit it with a stick
Stick it.
because I just can't shake Arxes away. Nope.
Stick does nothing.
Rolling terribly with the stick,
You are rolling terribly with the stick. Yep.
but I can't do any more priest magic. So, gutted.
Okay. I guess it's down to me then. So, can I make that distance as well? I mean, I was right next to Jack.
Yes, you can.
Cool. I will run up to him. And seeing as that worked last time, I'll try exactly the same thing this time.
Yep. Where's all this extra power coming from? I don't know. Must be magic.
Yeah.
Oh no. No.
Deary me.
So yeah, you run, try and attack it. Miss. This thing's just got thick hide, so sticks don't do much to it. All right. We go top of the round again. Who's doing fast? What's happening?
I'll do a fast one.
Yeah, I might as well. I haven't got much else to do.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. Fast people go.
Without metaing. No, I'm not metaing because I'd be able to shout this in the time. I would shout to Martok and Henry to what would I shout to them?
Fucking kill it, the big bat thing. Fuck.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
God,
I would
just
say
tell me
with
that.
like this, like the metaing thing, like as long as you can say it in a conversation within like a few seconds, like that's just fine. But I
I'm
think
just also trying to make it work so that it's what Seamus would say, because he doesn't actually know what he's about to do, but he knows that it's going to be really useful if he tells these two to have a slow turn and let me have the fast one, if that makes any amount of sense.
Mm.
Hold your attacks. No. After me, I'm going to say.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
After me, which translates in metaspeak to take a slow turn and get ready to use your triggered actions. Potentially, if
Oh,
my
you
thing works.
go after you go fast.
Yeah. Well, you can use your triggered actions whenever, right?
Yeah, that would work actually.
Yeah. You can use.
Although you would have to let the creature go before you as well, potentially. I'm just gonna do what I'm gonna do, and then you can see. what I'm
We'll see.
trying-
Yeah.
Trying to fucking do. 8 versus its intellect.
The roll is target's intellect. Yeah. That's exactly its intellect. It's not super smart. Cool.
It runs away from me, and I use my triggered action to hit it.
Cool. Attack
Or try to.
It says the target is moved up to its speed.
That won't work
Why is that?
because it has to willingly move away from you.
Does it say that?
Yeah, I think it does.
And the target is moved up to its speed. That's all
No,
it
no,
says.
on the sneak attack. Not sneak attack. Sorry, attacks of opportunity.
Okay, yeah. Let's have a look at that.
When a creature in your reach willingly moves out of your reach.
Oh. I don't do that then.
Yeah, that's fine because it's the same.
But equally, you could do that, and then it won't get a chance to attack you.
Yeah, because it'll have to run back because it's doing a fast turn.
That's true. You ranged people will have to take over. Yeah, alright, I'll use the spell. Why not? It moves away from us.
Yeah. So it moves away. Okay, so it moves away. Yeah. So yeah, it's the same as D&D. So like forced movement doesn't.
It does say when a creature willingly moves away from you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's talking about you as the person who's going to do the free attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But if I wasn't,
no,
like,
no.
is there any reason that the other two can't make it?
Yeah, because it's willingly or non-willingly as well.
Well, creature willingly moves out of your reach. Yeah, so it's not willingly. So if we go by that rule. Yeah, I think so. Because it's the same as a D&D where if you're forcefully moved, it doesn't provoke opportunity attacks.
Yeah. Okay.
So if we just rule it like that, but it still won't get to an attack this turn because it's going to run back towards you. So it still bought you a turn. All right. So who is next?
Yeah, I'll just do a quick fling.
Oh, so first of all, actually, before you do well, that one misses. But what does this bewitch look like, Seamus?
You know what? It probably doesn't look like an awful lot to us mere mortals, but I think the thing sees the crazy lady from my dream behind me.
Okay.
And that's what makes it run.
Ah, cool. So like, I think it like kind of like cowers away and like kind of shuffles backwards. That's cool. I like it. That's freaky as fuck as well. And I think probably you can see her in the corner of your eye, like behind you as well.
Yeah, maybe like when you know you're being watched.
Yeah.
Like I know she's there, and like maybe some of the tendrils are like.
You can feel her hand on your shoulder, like that kind of.
Yeah.
Even though it's not there, that's creepy as fuck. I love it. All right, who's next?
Go on then. I will use my nimble recovery.
Cool. An action to heal damage equal to your healing rate, and then move it to half your speed without triggering free attacks. Cool.
Nice.
That's pretty nifty.
Yeah. And then you can. So I'm just thinking, do I have to move with that?
No, you don't have to. No. You can stay exactly where you are if you want to.
No, I'll step forwards. Fuck it. I'll just step forward a little bit.
You have to run in a little circle.
Yeah, you have to run in a circle. Use up the movement. Yeah. You have to walk backwards and forwards. Yeah. You can move. Yeah. You don't have to move the full thing. Yeah. So.
Yep. Cool.
Cool. Sweet. So what's your healing rate?
3.
3. Okay. So you heal 3. Cool.
Yep.
Okie dokie. Is that everyone? It's just Beatrice now, right?
Yeah. I'm just gonna sling it over the top of the boys' heads.
All right. Swing it. Nope.
All right. Miss.
Flings out into the storm. The storm's like obscuring it, maybe. Martok, have you been this round?
Yeah.
Oh, you have. Oh, yeah. You. Okay. All right. So its turn. It just literally runs up to all of you again. That's all it does. That is it. And now it's top of the turn again. So as it cowers back, it kind of like shakes off, and the woman disappears behind you, Seamus, and it runs back towards you.
Okay. Well, it's gonna get a bonk then, isn't it? Hopefully.
14. No.
Nope.
That does not
Too
hit.
strong. It's too powerful for the bonk.
The bonk does not hurt it. Who's next?
Go on then. I will. This time I'm thinking everything I've tried so far against this thing hasn't worked. So piercing the skin with my club obviously isn't going to work. So maybe this time I go for the knees or something.
All right, yeah, like dagger to the knee or whatever, or club to the knee.
No, club to the knee.
Yeah,
Break them knees.
Yeah, break them kneecaps.
Don't matter how evil you are, you ain't walking without fucking kneecaps.
It's true.
So I will go for the old clubberoonie with a boon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
my god, rolling so badly. Yeah, the kneecap tactic doesn't work.
Jeez.
Alright, Bartok, Beatrice.
I'll just stab it right under its jaw.
Okay.
Ugh.
13, no. Try and stab it and it like pulls back out the way.
I have boons on my attacks, by the way.
You have boons in the sling narrowly misses Beatrice. And
Sorry, what?
it misses. Back out.
Right, one sec. What was that? What was the URL for the random generator again for characters? I'll find it, guys. It's fine. I'll Discord it to you.
All right, its turn. It's going to. I'll just roll a d3, I think. So 1 is Martok going up. It is Seamus. Claws at you.
Fairly well, brothers.
11.
That is my defense, I think.
Yeah, it's on.
Where is it?
So that misses. Defense is agility plus armor. If you have any.
Oh no, I'm thinking of the other game. No, I've got 10.
Oh, you've got 10. Okay.
Oh dear.
So it rakes across your chest for 5. It's angry that you're the creepy woman behind you scared it away.
God.
All right, back to the faster.
Well, let's try that again, shall we?
Yes.
Boom.
Sling.
Hooray.
Beatrice hits it for 2.
1% of the way there, lads.
I shout to Seamus to help me.
Yes.
There is the help action.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
In wink, wink.
Yeah.
I used the help action that I know is a thing.
Choose one creature within 5 yards that you can see and you understand what you say. Make an intellect challenge roll on a success. The target makes its next attack with a roll or challenge roll before the end of the round.
So I need to do an intellect.
Yes, yeah. You can see and understand what you say. So intellect challenge roll. So is that against the creature? The creatures
No,
in?
it's just plus, you have to beat a 10. That's what.
Oh yeah. Sorry, challenge. Yes, just be a 10 on an intellect. Yeah. Yeah, cool.
Hey.
So you have another boon to your attack, Henry.
Cool. Now I attack.
So you should have 2
This
boons,
time,
right?
yep, I'm going
Yep.
for. I'm just going straight for the chest. Maybe it can break some ribs and it'll just die, like piercing its own lungs or something.
Yep, go for it.
So
It's
do
just
that.
hitting it in every little bit of its body, like it won't break.
Yeah. So this time with 2 boons.
Yep.
What?
13 is a miss.
Oh my god.
Roll 2 1s on the 2 6s. Oh,
Fuck's
That's a lot
sake.
of ones.
that is a lot of ones.
Taking its right eye out, smashing through its glasses.
Can't you re-roll a thing with a thing?
Yes, you can use the
Reroll?
fortune points, guys. You each have one.
Oh, do we? I have 0 on here.
They're on
on the sheet. On the thing.
Oh.
yeah,
oh,
these
okay.
these Fs in your boxes.
Oh. Oh, okay, interesting.
Oh, I thought they were just paying respect.
I'll just double check or read exactly what they can do for you. Where are we? Fortune 45. Fortune. When a result of a d20 roll is a failure, you can expend a fortune roll to turn the failure into a success.
Okay.
When
I'm
another
doing
player
that.
rolls a d20, you can expend a fortune to grant 2 boons to the roll. And when a player, including you, rolls a d6, you can expend a fortune to replace the number on a dice with a 6.
But why would you? So, if you can just choose to make the roll a success, why would you ever bother with the boon thing?
What?
The first option is just you make it a success.
Mm,
Or is it specifically a challenge? Like,
I would assume it would be a challenge, not an attack or anything. But
what are they called again? Sorry, what page is this on?
fortune, 45. Yeah. So game master rolls for you've got an idea and share it with the group. If your character pulls a remarkable stunt or do something else to make the game more fun. Once you get fortune, yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's just when the result of a d20 roll
Yeah,
is
yeah.
a failure.
Yeah, it's a d20 roll. Yeah. And another player rolls a d20. Oh, so yeah, so
It's
okay.
another player.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So if it's your own roll, you can turn it into a success with a fortune point. Otherwise, of a d. Okay, yeah. But then you can give 2 boons to people as well. So, but yeah, if it was a failure, why would you? Yeah, it's true. But the d6 you can apply to potentially damage rolls as well if you're rolling a d6 damage.
And boons, I guess. About boons and banes.
Yeah, because that's what they're probably for with the d6s, right? The bane stuff.
Yeah.
So you can add them to banes. Yeah.
That
Which will
can be
make it
more
a 1,
specific.
which can make a bane a 1. So, so now you know that you have those. Is anyone wanting to use that on that attack?
No, because it only did 1 damage, so.
Okay. And
I
then
hit already. So
Martok tries the dagger and misses.
Damn it.
Do you want to fortune it?
Save it for when I miss and do 3 damage.
Okay. Is it just you to go, Beatrice? Yes.
I think I went. I hit it.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
Has everyone been?
Yeah, looks it.
That's 4. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So I will roll another d3. Seamus again. Claw. 18. 8 damage. Oh my god. Max damage roll.
Okay.
Yeah, you've been rolling really well, and we've been
I
rolling
have.
really
I have.
badly.
I am rolling with a boon with that, but still, yes, I have been
But no,
rolling
just
really
on damage rolls, like
No,
you've
no.
rolled max damage like 4
well. I
times.
have,
now.
yeah, it's true. So yeah, so it slashes at you, Seamus. How are you looking?
I'm not gonna tell you. Do some maths. Not great.
All right. Okay, so back to your guys. End of the round. Back to fast turns.
Okay, I'm gonna bonk it and choose to hit.
Okay.
'Cause that's a thing, right?
Well, you can choose after the fact. So
Yeah.
14 is a miss.
Okay. So, wait, so I can just hit, or have I got to roll?
No,
a
yes.
boon?
So you can expend basically a thing to just turn that fail into a success.
But it
I
will also
mean-
be that one with the 1 damage.
I don't care, man. 1's better than 0.
I mean, I suppose that's true, but...
Mhm.
It's 100% true. This thing needs to be dead very quick.
All right. So you want to use your fate fortune?
Yes.
Okay. Boop. Gone. All right. Who's next?
Oh, go on then. I'm just gonna just keep wailing on it. I really have no plan on where to hit this time. It's just
Yeah, you give it up. You're just
wherever might
flailing
hit.
wildly at it now.
Yeah.
Yeah. As it claws the Seamus apart.
Oh.
Choose to hit.
Yeah. Okay. I'll choose to hit,
Okay, you deal 3 damage to it.
and then my trickery procs as well,
Yes.
which is
It's another D6.
D6.
Another 1.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah, so
Oh.
it's this time you're like you stab into it, and then you're like it's not. Oh, you hit it, and you're like it's not doing it. So you just like I don't know, whap it a few more times in the same spot, and like you hear something crack underneath it, and it
Yeah.
it roars, It's still alive though.
Oh, I'm jealous of your fucking D6 club. Christ.
Do you want to take my fortune point away?
Yeah, I will.
Nah, leave it there. It's fine.
Gotta play fair.
I'm just gonna put
Finally.
a fortune point over here. Hey, you stab it with a dagger. Nice.
Don't you have your triggered action thing too?
No.
Oh wait, hang on. I forgot something. So as. Oh, actually, yeah.
Have a 4 spawn outside.
Because all 3 of you hit, because I forget it, I'm going to randomly roll who this happens to, because that's only fair, because I missed the thing.
From the Seamus again. Oh no.
So this is Henry. So it uses its special thing. So it can bite the creature and 1 boon. So it can bite you for free, Henry. This is how little damage you've dealt to it in melee range, because this is the first time this is triggered.
Yeah.
So Henry, on you.
Strength attack roll with 1 boon against creature's defense.
14?
I'm pretty sure. What's my defense? 10. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, it bites on you for 4. Bites your shoulder for 4.
Yep.
Okay, and now it's the actual thing's turn.
My turn.
Oh, it's your turn. Sorry, you still got to go. Or have you been? Oh, nice. You hit it.
Get stoned.
Okay. So yeah, you hit it in the head, and it just wobbles a bit, and then regains it. But it's looking a bit more. It's looking bloodied and not well. It's gonna make a. Again, I'll just roll the d3.
So, oh no.
It's a Martok this time.
Bring it.
Claws. 7. Miss. 1, 6, and a 1.
Okay.
Alright. Fast turn, boys. Go.
I'm gonna do something a little bit different because I'm gonna try out all of these fucking abilities when I can.
Mhm.
Well, it's not an ability; it's an attack thing. So I'm going to charge.
Okay.
When you use an action to charge, you can make attack rolls and challenge rolls with 1 bane until the end of the round. Move up to your speed at any point during your movement. Make 1 attack with a melee weapon or with an attribute to knock down or shove a creature. So I'm going to try and knock this guy down with a melee weapon attack.
Cool. All right.
But I'm also going to combo. Can I combo that melee weapon? Actually.
So when you use action to charge, you make an attack rolls and challenge rolls with 1 bane at the end of the round. Move up
I
to
can
your...
combo that with trickery as well because it's not an action trickery. Trickery is just when you use an attack. Cool.
Move up to your speed. You do have to move up to your speed.
No, it's just move up to your speed, so you don't have to gain speed. Or I'll run round him and then run at him.
Okay, yeah.
We'll go fucking Sonic. We'll go around here and then run at him.
Anyway, 1 attack with a melee weapon or an attribute to knock down. Okay. Yeah, so you're trying to knock it down.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so
cool, yeah. So it means you basically get a movement and you can do a knockdown or a shove.
Yep.
Cool. All right. So you're attempting
with a melee weapon.
Yeah, but you are making this with 1 bane because of the way it works, and then you're trying to knock down strength attack roll against the target's agility.
But I'm also adding 1 boon because of trickery. So
yeah. So it's just So
Yep.
they cancel each other out. Yes, that's right. Cool.
Oh, come on. That would have been so cool.
That's a 1 as well. My God, the rolls, you guys. Wait, that's two 1s in a row because I just rolled a 1 as well on the d20.
You've been fucking with roll 20, haven't you?
Yeah, apparently.
Cheating.
Right, yeah. So maybe you run around it and try and stab it, and you maybe lose your footing and slip in the rain or something. And it just whiffs.
You just slip on some blood.
I choose for that to hit. Fuck it.
You choose for that to hit?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, choose for that to hit. So yeah, you stab into it, and as its last thing before it goes down, it's going to bite you, Martok, on its way down for 6.
Oof.
Ow.
So yeah, so you stab it, and so it kind of happens at the same time. You stab it in the chest, in the heart, it pierces all the way in, and then it like bites down on your shoulder, and you both kind of like it falls backwards and like pulls you with it, and then you kind of like end up landing on top of it, and it's dead.
Great. As this thing collapses back, and like with Martok like half in his mouth, Beatrice is gonna rummage in her pocket and try and find the seeds that Martok gave her yesterday.
Yeah.
She's gonna pull them out and see they're just like nothing. They're just seeds again. She's gonna try and do the same thing she did yesterday, and rub them between her hands.
Try and make them grow.
Small green sort of glow is going to emanate from them, and then she's going to have these 3 sort of slightly sprouting, like mung beans in her hand.
Cool.
Seamus tries to sort of like lift the body of the thing off the top of Martok. Just to sort of help free him up, and then there's this moment where like all the madness has kind of stopped, and he stands up and he looks around, and you know there's blood and gore everywhere, and there's all this craziness just happened, and he's had like these ethereal experiences, and the whole thing just kind of hits him, and he's like looking at his blood-soaked, trembling hands, like he can't even feel the huge gash that he's got across his front, and like all the chunks that are taken out of him. He's just numb, and I think he just breaks down on the floor, and is just unintelligibly like sobbing to himself. Like he's trying to say things, but you don't know what they are.
I think as you're like kind of like looking around in that like kind of like panic, at all the like the blood and gore and dead people around it, I think you see that the bodies lying on the floor and all the people, they all look like that woman. All of them. Just for like a moment as you're like looking around and like, you know when they do that thing in video games where you like, they look like people and you look one way and then you look back and they all look like that woman. Like that kind of thing happens and then you're like, oh shit, and then you get that breakdown. Alright, what are the other two of you? So yeah, Beatrice does the thing, Seamus breaks the fuck down. Martok, Henry?
I'm pretty sure we probably both do exactly the same thing. We're both in lots and lots of pain. So sitting down trying to, you know, like...
Not die?
Hold the wounds, potentially trying to apply some very amateur first aid.
Yeah. Right, let's just have a look here real quick.
So yeah, given like a little moment, Beatrice would come over to all of you, with like her special little magical beans and like a mug of like maybe there's like one cup that survived this fucking carnage, just like sitting in the middle of a table somewhere, and she's gonna like force the beans onto each of you and make you like have a drink and swallow them down.
Mm-hmm.
And you will heal half your healing rate.
Yay. Is that rounded up or down?
Always rounded down.
Oh, that's brutal.
It's one.
They even say it in a nasty way in the book as well. It's really annoying.
How dare you expect to round up?
Yeah, right.
No, it's like where is it? I'll see if I can find it. Whenever you end up with a fraction, such as from halving, always round down to the next lowest whole number. Yeah. Dick.
I mean, that's not very dickish, is it?
Right.
Mean.
I think you'd struggle to get a bean anywhere near Seamus for a while. He's like, even like you could push him over and he's just like not.
Yeah, but I think there are other people in the room doing like similar, like breaking down, like terrified, but just not for the same reasons as you. They're just terrified, or like one of their friends just burst into a horrific monster. So yeah, the storm still rages on outside, and like we get that kind of like image of the camera like with the rain like pooled with the blood like on the decking outside. We see maybe half an hour or so like the aftermath, where like most people have like gone away, gone home. They've been told by what's his name, Alaf, to like go home, lock your doors, stay in. We'll all regroup in the morning, or what have you. So everyone's like fucked off with the storm and trying to bat down the hatches for the storm. Told everyone to go the fuck home. They've kind of moved like the bodies of these things into a corner. The other like couple of people that died from these things being eaten. Marta's like rushing around like with the people that have been like scratched or bitten or what have you. She's like running around like applying poultices to their wounds and everything. And I'm sure probably you're helping, Beatrice.
Yeah, I'd definitely be helping.
Cool. So what the other three of you doing at this point? Or what did you do kind of like immediately after all this, like in that kind of like half an hour period after in the aftermath of this thing?
I think eventually Seamus calms down, but like it's only the sobbing that stops. He's still like unintelligibly like rambling to himself, and like he's just not there.
Yeah, maybe someone's like maybe picked you up, like tried to get you to drink something and like put you on one of the benches and just put a blanket around you, and you probably just like sat there like shaking. I imagine like the aftermath that we see in like films and stuff, and like the person or what have you sat on like the edge of the ambulance like with a blanket around them and shaking, but just the horrendous dark fantasy version of that. Martok, Henry, you guys doing anything?
Bandaging myself up as best as I can. That I'm not in any like immediate. I'm gonna go out and start trying, and I assume really difficultly, but I'm gonna try and build a pyre.
Okay, yeah. You're gonna try and start.
I know it's pouring in rain, but I assume we've got oil and everything. I might be able to get one started, or
it's gonna be very difficult to do. You know what? I'm gonna actually make you a roll because this storm is pretty fucking bad.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to make a strength.
I will be helping him. I don't know if that makes any difference, but I think Henry would definitely be wanting to get those things burnt as quickly as fucking possible.
Yeah, so like if you're helping, like I could be, like one of you make the roll with a boon.
Yeah, go on, Chris.
Strength.
Yeah, just do a strength. Yeah. Roll any more ones.
Every single one.
Hey, nice. Yeah, okay. So you both like weather the storm, like even with your injuries. You build a pyre. Like it's gonna be very difficult to light, and like wasting that amount of oil to like light it now would be like a massive waste of oil, comparative to what's out here. What you'd have to like trek back every few weeks. So using you've got it built and ready, but like using that amount of oil now, like you still can if you want to, because no one's really like be paying attention to the storehouses or anything like that. But it will be you would know it's like a lot. It's a waste to use it now.
I mean, we're all somewhat capable existing people, right? We've spent a fair amount of time. I know I've spent a fair amount of time living outside. I would at least have had an attempt at trying to light the fire by normal methods rather than using oil.
Like it is like proper torrential rain and like torrential winds.
Yeah.
So
I've lit a fire in that sort of weather before.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I'll give you a chance.
It's fucking hard, but like,
Yeah.
you can do it.
I'll give you a small chance. If you roll over a 20, you can do it. On like, I guess like an intelligence, right?
Don't even. Oh, I can just roll over a 20, right? Nope.
No. Definitely not with a 4. Yeah. So yeah, you try just with normal means. Whatever you should light it, it's just not happening.
I see myself going inside to one of the constantly lit fires, grabbing a stick, walking outside in the rain, it just goes out, and just doing that on repeat.
Yeah. Brilliant.
I start bringing out the bodies out and piling them up next to it then, anyway.
Yeah, you bring out the bodies. Yeah. Of the creatures and the people as well, all the people as well.
No,
Or just the
not
creatures.
The people, just the creatures, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I assume we probably bury the bodies.
Yeah. So they've just been like put in a corner and put like a cloth over them for now, because there's only actually 2 other people dead. There's a couple of quite a few injured, but there's only 2 dead, properly, apart from the ones that transformed into horrendous creatures. So yeah, this is the tally count here of dead people of the town. So you set up, you set up the bodies ready for burning in the morning, and the storm rages on through the night. So what do you guys do for like the rest of the night? Just kind of want to see what you guys are doing before you potentially bed down after definitely a really long day.
Yeah, it's been horrible. I think Beatrice is probably going to be up most of the night again, helping Marta.
Yeah.
And like making sure all the people who are injured in here are sort of taken care of and bandaged and poulticed and all that sort of stuff. I think she would like continually be coming back and checking on Seamus to make sure he's okay.
Yeah.
Because he seems to have taken this pretty hard, and she's not quite sure why.
Yeah.
But like she's a little bit worried about him.
There's a really, really weird point in your periodic checking where you come back and he's absolutely fine. And he's just like helping people and making sure that everybody's okay and like going around and consoling folks and trying to sort of like nip back the shreds of the community in whatever way he can.
Probably at that point that I make him eat the seed and make him sit down and have a drink.
Yeah, that's a good shout before he passes out.
Yeah. How many of those do you get?
3.
3, cool.
There's a good number of those things.
Yeah. Shame they only do half healing, right?
Who else is really hurt, by the way? Who's the most hurt?
It's you and
Who
Martok,
looks
right?
the most hurt between Martok and Henry?
Probably Henry. I'm at 10 out of 19, so.
You've got so much health.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
And I healed before, so.
Okay, I'm at 5 out of 14 then. So
Martok's more hurt. Really.
yeah.
So at some point, I don't think he does it on purpose. I think as part of his going around and making sure everyone's okay, Seamus comes around to you, Martok, and just does the sort of like classic hand on shoulder thing, and you just feel slightly better. Which is basically you heal equal to your healing rate.
Oh, fantastic.
Cool.
Nice.
Just cause. And so do I.
Yeah. There's the priesty thing. I was going to remind you of that if you weren't using it.
I would, you know what? I was nearly going to use it at the end of the fight, but I was like, nah, go hard or go home. But yeah, he's just like 100% absolutely fine. Seems to be really dismissive of what's actually happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's skirting around what's actually happened and just sort of making sure people are okay.
Yeah.
Not really talking about it.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's really weird.
So you're like talking like, oh, have you had it? What did you do earlier today? Did you catch much fish? Like, was it all right? Like, completely ignoring this thing that just happened.
It's literally like he doesn't know that it's happened.
Yeah, that's
how he's behaving.
That's almost more creepy. I like it. Sweet. All right. So you're all doing that. You're getting the pyre built and the thing stuck on it. And the storm rages on. So I think late into the night when everyone's kind of bedded down, the bandaged are bandaged up. They're going to kind of deal with the next stuff tomorrow. You can all get some rest, I think.
When Beatrice brings me a bean and a drink and sits me down, sort of like slump down and like obviously thank her and then eat this bean and drink the water, and I'm just sort of staring into space, and then Seamus just sort of looks up at Beatrice like straight into your eyes, straight face and everything, and just says, "It wasn't my fault," and then looks back.
Of course not, Seamus. Why would anyone think that? You didn't bring these things here. She's like,
He's not looking at you. He
from
just
your-
sort of looks dead ahead, and he's like, "Not these, not here. It wasn't me."
I think maybe like looking over her shoulder and you see the woman, like slightly to the right.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think Beatrice will just take a moment from bandaging you up and just sort of hand on your shoulder. And whatever it is, Seamus, I'm sure it wasn't your fault.
I couldn't have. And he like stops and takes a breath, and he's like, "I couldn't have done anything."
I'm sure you're right, Seamus. I'm sure you did everything you could to help.
Help. Help. These people need help. Beatrice.
You and they're going to receive help, but you can't help them unless you look after yourself first. You need to drink this and rest just for a minute. Then I'll come back and get you, and you can help us. You can help me and Marta then, okay?
Sort of like nods. Nods in a childish kind of way. Just like, yeah. Okay, I'll do that.
Stay here. And you must drink all this, and you mustn't stretch too much, or you'll break the bandages.
Thank you, Beatrice, for everything.
It's okay. You just stay here. I'll come back in a moment.
He sort of like slumps again and sips away. But like eyes wide.
And what no one knows is that's pure ethanol.
What a nice time.
Mixed with opium.
Cool. Well, because you already have a fortune, you can take a fortune for that scene, Seamus. That was cool.
Thank you.
Whoop, whoop.
Cool. All right.
Can you get me one? Because I can't grab it.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, I need to give it to you. Yeah, sorry. Boop. There you
Thanks.
go. Okay. So yeah, the night tolls on as people help out, trying like get cleaned up, and then eventually people get to bed. And like this has been an especially long day for at least 3 of you, who didn't sleep much last night and had a full day of work, and then this, right? So yes, you can all have a rest. And I think we'll call it there for this session, and we get the kind of like the black screen and the writing come up saying chapter 1 part 1 the night before, and then it says like next week chapter 1 part 2 the lady.
Ba, ba, ba.
And then we'll cut it there.
Cool.